There we go.
We're not live.
Welcome, everybody. Howdy. Did we even announce that we're live? I guess so. We're live now. Hi. I'm new at this. I've never done this before. That's a lie. So Wooster's not going to be here. But we're going to be starting today the Shards of Destiny. How's everybody doing? Let's make sure that we have all the stuff set up correctly.
I'm alive. I'm here. That's what's important, I guess.
All right, let's make sure that this stays on top. Keep on top. All right. Howdy, Froggy. Welcome back. How was y'all's last week? 1 week's vacation.
It was all right. It was a lot of work. A lot of work at my job, just work. So, but other than that, not too bad. Just
I
been
got older.
Yes, you did.
Yes,
I mean,
happy birthday. That's right.
but does that mean
You had a successful
necessarily?
stream.
Does that necessarily mean you're wiser?
Hell no.
Oh, okay. All right.
More foolhardy, maybe.
My heart's full of something. Yeah, that's it.
What was the highlight of it?
I did a birthday stream and raised money for the Canadian Cancer Society.
Oh,
And the
nice.
stream raised $200, and I said I would match whatever they raised, so they got $400.
Very nice.
Fantastic. Amazing.
Very cool.
I unfortunately couldn't join because I was at work and they don't allow us to use Twitch at work.
I mean, many jobs don't do that.
I
so-
was on for 12 hours. I'm not sure you were at work the whole time, but
Excuses.
He's just like, you don't know me.
I know.
that was a
On
long day
one
at
call,
work.
he's claimed like half the week back in toil.
Yeah. So.
Thank you, Froggy. For yes, we get some new backgrounds for Shards of Destiny, and yeah, he says grats. Awesome. And
As far as the title goes, was that supposed to be a knife in the night with a K, or a knife in the night with an N? Are we knifing a night, or are we knifing in the night? At night?
I mean, I don't know if it's the
works
play
both
where.
ways.
Technically, none of us are knights, so I feel like it's unless there's a random knight somewhere that is going to get stabbed, which is very possible in Emon. It could be happening right now. The clasp could be knifing somebody in the back, right? Currently now.
yes,
Yep.
Kaltur could be having breakfast.
Hey man. Shh.
You
Look.
can't help it that they package it in a nice tin can for him.
It's
Yeah.
a dull. It's a duller color.
let's see. Anything else interesting on your weekends? On your week off?
Yeah.
Well,
My weekend that's been 1,157 days long. Yeah.
yeah. I am actually jealous of that.
Retiring?
Oh, just the idea because the state, well, the national requirement for retiring goes up every year. So the idea is, I just got the image. By the time I get close to the age I thought I could retire, it's going, nope, you've got another 10 years to work.
Isn't it grandfathered for old people from the past? Maybe I don't know.
They kind of set limits, but at the same time, if it looks like it's not going to work, they do tweak it a bit.
Because when I retired, the retirement age was 55 for people who started work before a certain date, and then after a certain date it becomes 60. And it's like, well, I'm really glad I was already in here when it was 55.
Yeah. It's one of the ones is it's also dependent on what industry you work in, because my
True.
uncle worked in the NHS, and he had an old contractual agreement which meant that he could have potentially retired at a much earlier age and still got his full wage there. But anyway, that's beside the point. Or he at least got a more favorable pension or something like that. It's like you just didn't take it, you know. So much later.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to. I don't foresee us retiring here in the U.S.
Yeah.
I'm in the UK. We, in a country that had unions that believed in putting sizable pensions aside for workers. I don't see it either.
All of the pensions have been looted. There are no more pensions. They've all been looted.
Yeah.
The pensions are a thing of the past. Now we have IRAs and 401ks, and here's your retirement. You yourself have to put your own money towards it.
I mean, that's if you, yeah, you're right. If you
Welcome to capitalism.
diversify well.
Well, the good thing on that is that since now we're responsible for our own pensions,
Pensions of Destiny.
pensions of destiny, more like pens. Yeah, that just means that now the companies, the corpo that we work with, cannot steal our IRA or pensions because it's now belongs to us and it's under our responsibility now. I'm sorry, I'm complaining.
Yep.
Things are getting tough here.
Yep. Yeah.
Speaking of which, last weekend, I tried to go get my car fixed, which is why I wanted the week off.
Oh yeah.
Because my tags are expired on my car, which means I have to go get it renewed for smog, and I have a check engine light on for a year. I've been unable to take care of. Well, my car was running fine, and I knew it was like, okay, well, I know I'm gonna have to take whatever is wrong with it. So it turns out it was one of the two catalytic converters needed to be replaced, which is why it's that cost me about $2,000 American.
Ouch. Yeah.
That's
Well, I
2.3
also put
million
in
Canadian.
I also put in the air conditioning recharge, so it's stupidly hot here in the summer.
To
right
be
now.
fair, catalytic converter is practically worth its weight in platinum or palladium.
You know what's actually odd? For the last year during COVID, there was a rash of catalytic converter thieves
Yeah.
here in Portland. Like
precious
people
metals.
would fucking go in and cut them out
Yeah.
and be like, "Here, I'm selling it
Yeah.
for like 100, 150 bucks."
You've got because you've got precious metals like platinum and palladium in them.
Yeah. That's
They're
like
highly priced.
that's
because
like a
they're-
thing over here, especially in like Europe, man. Because
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like, what's the other thing? Also, if someone was really desperate, high-end electrical items has, precious metals like gold for the secretary.
Uh-huh.
So if someone was really desperate, just take a Mercedes. Okay, there's probably only dollars worth of gold in there because there's small amounts, but if you steal enough of them,
I
Correct.
suppose so.
this is my legal disclaimer. I am not advocating anyone to steal high-end cars or even low-end cars or any cars that do not belong to them.
Well, technically, don't a lot of
Yes, he doesn't want anybody
just-
else to do it, so he can do it.
How to thief 101. Got it.
How to thief? There's stupidly the amount of books that I've seen published that shows you how that have been sold in bookstores how to actually break into cars
Yeah.
because
yeah.
they do it under the class of we're teaching people survival skills if they were to ever lock themselves out of their own car, how they could actually get into their car themselves without paying $400 for a locksmith. And I go, yeah, you've also told every teenage punk in the neighborhood how to steal their neighbor's car.
No, Froggy, he hasn't been kicked off the force yet.
We'll find out what happened to him.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who
He's
knows what
not
I'm going to
dead
do?
yet.
Even I don't even know what I'm going to do. Yeah, last minute, 5 minutes ago, Wooster's like, "Hey, y'all, I can't make it after all. Can you run a thing without me?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll pull shit out of my butt.
Yeah.
No worries."
like, sure, why not?
Not
As
like
long as
I
you don't-
planned 2 weeks worth of writing for this one thing, and now I have to change
No,
it
you
all
haven't.
up.
I know your prep style.
This
You're
is
the
a
one that-
story.
You taught me my prep style. Don't bloody prep. Wing it. I've done it for
The lazy
entire
DM.
part.
The lazy
It's a
DM.
brilliant
Yes,
book.
this is true. This is true. The lazy DM style.
By the
Yeah.
way, the left-hand side where it shows our rolls and stuff like that, it's not scrolling.
It's
Um,
because
let's see. How about this?
Because Zim just did a something and poof.
you might just need to bring it all the way down. So hopefully, then that as things
Hold
get
on.
added to it,
Yeah. Hold on. It's on a different screen. Where is the screen at?
Oh, and thanks again to Zimmy for doing the whole OBS thing, because I still refuse to learn how to OBS, even though I should.
Okay. There we go. See? It's fixed.
okay.
Let me type it in. Hooray.
I think that's
Nope.
Nope.
Didn't scroll.
no, it don't.
Oh,
I mean, it's showing up on.
Slight
There's a
delay.
delay.
okay.
Twitch has a
Sorry,
delay.
delayed. Yeah, okay. Yes. Good point.
Like, there's a delay.
Good point.
In the immortal words of Samuel Jackson, there's a delay, motherfucker.
Fantastic.
And I think that's me used all the swearing quotas for the night.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
That's a long delay from when I type delay.
It changes for everybody.
Okay.
So no, on that note, yeah, on the did you ever fully read that book, The Lazy DM?
I've read.
If you did, you're lying.
Ironically, I've read all the bits, the main bits the guy wrote. You know how there's the sections afterwards where it's like other DMs have added their own wee bits. I've
Yeah.
not got through those bits.
There's basically like, here's the main point, and then here's a whole bunch of ideas for you and
yeah.
inspiration stuff.
Don't get me wrong. It's like for me, I was looking for the main points of what is the concept of how you can DM with practically doing very little prep. While the stuff, if you're looking for like tools, generally it's looking at what other DMs are recommending there. Which is no, it's a good book. You can find it on Kindle
Yeah.
on Amazon. And
I
it's
actually have it
cheap.
over there somewhere. I have it over there somewhere in my library of the stuff.
It's
a very quick read.
I love that style of doing it.
Yeah.
Because it also gives a lot of player agency, and it's more improv and it. I love the whole improv. Now, obviously, I actually do prep because I wrote this story. This is probably going to be my third or fourth time that I've run it. It's just that each time I could just tweak to the characters, and since it's all improv, it was like, yeah, everything else can just be tweaked as changed. And on that note, unless we have anything else to discuss or talk about, do we have any upcoming? Oh, we do have some upcoming announcements.
Do we?
I think it's just you on for the month.
Yeah,
It's you on for the month.
I think it is for me up for the month. And on that note too, we will be. Wooster's not here to talk about it, but we will be starting the story circle, and we will be bringing in a friend of mine, Neri, who is also a fantastic writer and storyteller, and who has never been on stream or Twitch. So we'll see how that goes. We'll be talking. We will be discussing Star Wars: A New Hope as our first story circle. I won't get too much into the details on that, but I encourage you all to think of cool movies that you would like to have discussed. And I think the whole purpose of it is to talk about story structure, proper setups, good character introductions, how to make likable characters.
I've got the perfect
setups,
one for
payoffs.
you then. Stardust.
Stardust.
I've not yet watched that yet.
Stardust.
Even better if you haven't seen it yet.
You talking about the movie with Robert De Niro and Michelle
yeah.
Pfeiffer? That you know
Jake
what?
Spear.
That movie, oddly, I did not think I was going to enjoy it as much as I did. It's actually a very enjoyable movie.
You know what?
Very.
how would you like to join us for that discussion?
For
We will do that. I mean, I'm good for that. I say,
It's been a hell of a
that's
long time since I've seen it.
sure.
well, that's the whole thing.
2007?
We watched it previously, and we encourage the audience to watch it as well. But anyways, we're still in the. It'll probably be like 2, maybe 3 weeks away. We were going to start
Sure.
it this weekend, but obviously Wooster's not going to be available, and I don't know the next weekend's going to be available. So we'll do.
We'll figure it out.
Well, TBD, but we've got it good to go. As with everything I do, I'm going to just improv it, and we'll see where it goes. It's just loosely planned.
Okay.
But that's an announcement and things to watch out for, and I encourage you guys to think of movies to suggest for next time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And let's see, and yeah, I guess we'll be running this for the month,
Yes.
and we'll go from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, should we remove the banter and start into the game proper?
I'm not sure where it said banter.
There's no banter screen. This is just
Oh.
one screen. This is the one screen.
To rule them all.
Again, last minute, Zimmy has been doing a fantastic job of like,
Yeah.
scramble, it's done. And in under like 30 minutes, because I was like, hey, can you help us with this? He's like, you did a fantastic
I
job.
try to be helpful.
Which allows me, to just concentrate on the improv part, which is more important.
Yes.
On that note, welcome back to Shards of Destiny. The story begins with an overview of the city nights, much like you see in the background. The city of Emon, a magical, fantastical city, the center of the land of the continent of Exandria, where the seats of government, the seats of power, the seats of magic reside. The camera zooms in as the night slowly, like traveling through the city, going from the streets, showing a milieu of people, mostly humanoid, a lot of elves and half elves. On occasion, you see a few dwarves and more exotic of the humanoid species, dragonborns, halflings, your general fantasy stuff. As the camera's just slowly moving through the city, popping in through shops, the magical lights. Everything's a little not so much. Here's Emon. You'll see it's very much a lot of brick, more modernistic feel. It's almost like a circa mid-century England during the Industrial Revolution, except that they use magic as its main source. The camera zooms in on a busy the camera zooms in on a busy room full of female secretaries and police officers and guards coming around as we pass through the familiar phase of Stacy, just giving commands left and right, picking up rocky talkies and just being as usual, busy as usual. The camera zooms down into a subterranean section where it begins to slowly zoom in through these dark tunnels. And finally resides on a dark, complete, dark room. And then, light. These 3 little floating, what are they called? Glow globes. Or what are light globes start floating around a figure that is just we just see him in silhouette. Reaches down, picks up a certain item, puts it on a table, or actually, now that the camera zooms out a little bit, it's a cart as he's pushing it across. You can hear the squeak, 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 and thunder and rumble as it's going over these little uneven cobblestone floor, we come across this great big wooden door with tons of locking mechanisms on it. Camera zooms in. Door loudly with a big croak opens up, and again the squeak continues. Squeak, 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 squeak.
Mouse for dinner again.
I'm about to say, I think the entire department's budget on WD-40s went out the window to pay for the Rocky Talkies and Stacy's pay.
The little light globs just continue to carefully float around, illuminating the space interior, and we can now recognize it as a long hallway filled with tons of cells. And you can tell they're cells because there's these big iron rusted bars, and the figure stops in front of one of them. Places one of these trays and slides it underneath. And from the far distant corner, you hear. Camera slowly continues onward through one to the other, one past the other of these jail cells, and each one, the residence of the cells is just a little bit more extreme, more dangerous. In fact, one of them, close to the last, the next one is just like a bundle of clothes, and the darkness seems to actually not to penetrate, cluster in the corners. The light globes themselves are just floating around, trying to illuminate the safe space for this guard that's passing around food. But yet, inside of the interior of it, still maintains darkness. Slides it across, and moves on. The next doors open up. Continues to squeak, 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 squeak. As now even these new cells, whereas before they were bars, now they're almost all completely, fully wooden and metal, big doors, almost blocking everything. In which case, as the guard approaches, through this little slot, maybe about this big, a face appears. And the guard just instinctively pulls back his like baton, and it glows a bright bluish with electrical lighting, smacks it into the things, and the character backs off, slides the food forward, continues this way until eventually a new set of doors slides forward one more time, and this time we get to one more jail cell
here.
One more jail cell. And as opposed to this other corridor that's been completely like mostly kept in the dark, and it's all like it's dark and stingy and moldy, this new room has its own light source. It has 6 of those globes constantly in rotation, moving around. The cell itself, as opposed to it being neither bars nor wood, seems to be a sort of magical shield, almost like a completely thick glass. Propping in, that's where we see Chance. Tell me, what have you been doing? What's your cell like now?
Well, it's definitely changed from when you first got the first view of it. I described it at the end of the last session where it was more like actually carpeted now with a couple of tapestries, a desk which has this globe on it, a more comfortable cot as opposed to just the wooden bench type bed, and you might notice that the bed is actually pulled out like, I don't know, 3 or 4 feet from the wall. It's not right against it because those walls get cold at night, so it's pulled out a little bit. Other than that, it really hasn't changed much since the last time we were here.
Bill, the guard. moves in. Squeak, squeak, squeak.
Not
All
mice
right,
again.
Chance, you know the rules. Back against the wall.
I go and sit on my bed.
Takes out his little the one last tray. Moves it forward. It's Taco Tuesday. Enjoy.
There's no mice in there, though, right? You've been squeaking all the way down the hall. I've heard it all the way.
You just
I
hear in
don't
the
make
background, oh, there's a mouse in mine.
I don't make the food, I just serve it. You know how it is, Chance. All right. He does a quick perimeter check while, pulls out that baton again. It's glowing blue. And is just like looking around, making sure taps it against the actual force, the like what seems to be the glass and force field, and you can see like this spray of like ripple effect goes around it as it's showing that the barrier is still there, nice and secure. No
Don't
funny
trust the
business.
walls anymore?
It's just the front portion. It's so that it's completely so that they could see everything. Very similar to Silence of the Lambs style.
Yeah.
Which
No,
is
I'm telling the guard. What, you don't trust the wall anymore?
around here we don't trust nothing. You've been here long enough. I've been serving you enough food. You've been pretty good. But I don't let my guard down for nothing. Enjoy the food.
You and your double negatives.
Uneducated guards
Thanks.
is what they are.
Yes.
Squeak.
Thanks
And
for
he
the tacos.
pulls back the cart, and you're left with, you can see behind like the big wooden and metal door slides into place, and you hear a series of click, 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 and then a sort of hum as it's sort of like the door itself seems to be extra secured, an extra security measure of some sort of magical force.
They don't trust me.
It's now just you by yourself. What would you like to do?
Me, my globe, and my tacos. I'm going to start to eat my tacos. When?
A simple plate. It's basically just like some sort of bread folded over, which would typically be tacos. Some sort of mystery meat, a little bit of vegetable,
Mouse,
and
yes,
there's a sort of like a brownish mush there, and as the usual, as per norm, there's no utensils here for you.
Damn you.
But as you take the taco and slide it into the mushy brown thing, and take a bite out of it.
Ow.
What's that?
What the fuck is that?
Hopefully, it's not a finger.
It's actually a very small little thing, almost like a toothpick, metal.
I can think of something to do with this. They left me something metal. Who would have put this in here? Weird. All right.
What would you like to do with that?
Well, there's no way to pick the lock on the door. Not with something. It's magical. So I'm going to go over to the globe. And
Crystal globe?
The crystal globe that lets me peruse outside places. And under the watchful eye of Alora. And I'm going to start fiddling with it. Try to open it up and maybe find where those controls that allow her to watch me are.
Fantastic. Roll me Arcana, Investigation, or an Arcana or Investigation check.
Sure, not sleight of hand. Okay.
A sleight of hand works. Absolutely. Yeah, that's your specialty. Do it.
Okay, I did both. I don't know what they came up as because I can't see that. Well, investigation was 17 and sleight of hand was 25.
That's even better. So first, let's describe what your ordinary what's on the globe itself showing at the moment.
Well, given I wasn't using it, it was just like a kind of a cloudy fog. But normally when I use it, I concentrate on what I want to see. For example, most days I want to see my mother. So I get a overhead view of my mother from whatever distance I want to see her from. If I want to look at some other place, like for example, occasionally on days where I wasn't going to look at my mother, I would look instead maybe from, I don't know, maybe 500 to 1,000 feet up in the air, down at random places within the countryside.
And nobody
Yes.
knows what those are if they're
Nobody-
watching, but
Nobody,
you know.
if they're wondering what I'm watching, it just looks like I'm looking at random pieces of the countryside.
But what is it really?
I have these caches of
Of course you do.
items of that have been
He-
procured over the years.
Yeah, that he
Um,
never was involved in stealing. That he maintains
that
his
other
innocence.
people put there for me because they, out of the kindness of their heart, obviously. And I'm just ensuring that the locations haven't been disturbed or pilfered from.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
and certain locations and certain items that would be of interest to certain law enforcement officials, especially.
No, they wouldn't be interested at all. No, they don't care.
So for the most part, a lot of the scrying that you attempt to do on personnel, I mean, you have limits to what the scrying stuff can do whenever you've tried to investigate other things.
Yes, the one time I tried to actually look at Alora herself, no, that it's like it was almost as if it was, instead of seeing what she was doing, it was more along the lines of the number you've reached is not in service, and then her face going no.
You didn't say the magic word.
Can I please see what's going on? No, you didn't say please.
Fantastic. Well, with that enough investigation, you pick up the thing from underneath, and you could see like a series of not arcane symbols, but a sort of like it's a combination of arcane symbols and mechanical device attached to it with valleys and possibly wires and series of tubes. And with that proper sleight of hand, the camera just focuses in cover as you're just like going. You hear a series of click, 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 and then all of a sudden, ha ha! Success. You set it down again.
The
And you
globe
look
just said,
down at your
aha,
handiwork.
success.
You look at your handiwork, and you're now in one hand. You've got the limiter, and on the other, right there is a globe, completely unlocked. What would you like to do with it?
Oh, he's got free cable. That's what you mean. All right, okay. He should have just paid the cable guy that extra $100.
Yeah, well,
In
now
the
he gets,
first place.
Hey,
gets
I,
all the
It's not
pay-per-view
Jim
channels.
Carrey.
I heard Loki started this week. Maybe I should watch that.
You know, as long as it's not Jim Carrey's the cable guy, he's fine. Sorry, I should put out now.
That's all right. This is all great.
The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a peek at my adventure mates.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna- Starting with the most intriguing one of them all,
Yes.
the vampire. No, not you.
Oh.
Feng, you're nothing. Yeah. I'm not even sure. Sometimes you're not even Feng.
Kaltur.
Yeah.
You slowly zoom in. You slowly look into it, and the camera zooms in as well. And it's just your hands grabbing onto the globe, very similar to what's going on in effect here. I'm trying to simulate it. It brings in closer, and This clouds formations are swirling. You can see like that static effect and lightning going on. In fact, as it seems to like want to focus in, and then little by little the smoke dissipates, and by now the camera's fully inside of the globe, looking at exactly where Kaltur is. Kaltur, we'll cut to you. You're coming out. It's dark at night. You're coming out of a brightly lit shop, actually very similar to the one on your bottom left, where all these uh, there's like a swinging sign outside of the door, exactly like that. Yes, outside of the door, there's a swinging sign, and it's glowing almost like with a runic thing. The fantasy version of a neon light signs. They have runic symbols and alchemy things, and the door opens. You could hear the little ting 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 ting. Thank you, come again. As you step out, and you're carrying a bundle of things that you're trying to put into your sash: scrolls, pens, inks, herbs, little bits of diamond, satchels, and multiple satchels, and they're almost like you're struggling as you're coming out, putting into your satchel. And even though it's a big, all these things that are taking up all your arms, the satchel is probably the size of just a large purse or a canvas tote bag. But they all fit in there magically because this is a tote. What are those?
Bag of holding?
Tote of holding. Correct.
Tote of holding. Okay.
Totes of
It's
holding.
miniatures. It's not the normal stuff, but this is great for. This is an magicians, or how can I put this?
Or is that the Mercer Hold'em? You know, I'm in person.
Yeah.
This
This is
is
specifically made, and it has runic protections for magic users, and it's very common for them to keep stuff fresh, herbs, etc., organized. And you're just like walking along the streets there, barely ignoring everybody as you're making sure that as you open it up inside, the camera zooms in inside, and it's like a catalog. Why don't you describe once you open up the satchel and where the camera zooms in to look in on it? Why don't you describe from here on out?
Is there a baguette coming out of it?
no, there's no baguette, but you kind of look into it, and everything is there meticulously placed. That his herbs in a certain place, papers in a certain place, ink. His back guano is like farther in the corner because but he likes Fireball, so it's there.
For some
It's
reason,
almost
I
like
just,
these little square things and these
Yeah.
little pocket holders.
It's like little square, just kind of like little squares. It's like, okay, this ingredients here. And it's just little pocket dimension that looks like that in his little, tote. And he's like talking. It seems like he's talking to himself, but the camera will kind of pan to his shoulder, and you'll see like a little black little spider kind of crawl out of his collar, and he'll just be talking to her. And I've changed the name since you guys apparently did like the first one. This one's name now her name is just gonna be Lola. So now it's Lola.
Fair enough.
Lola Spider. He's like
Little
black widow spider's kind of crawling. He's like, you know what, Lola? At first I thought, few hundred years, money would be different, but apparently gold, people don't care as long as it's gold. So but at least I was able to resupply.
it responds back to you. Those are little spider talk,
Spider thing.
whatever.
Sorry, no, I was wondering what that sound was. Okay, it was John.
Carlos.
Yeah, it's me. Sorry, I'm
Oh.
adding to it.
Now that we've
You just have
resupplied,
the mandibles to actually do it properly.
now that we resupplied, do you think we could actually get out of this city without that Allura woman finding out where we are?
And that's your response. You're walking along, and as you're saying this, you glance around because you sense a set of eyes, not these 100 eyes that are normally upon you from what you call it? Your
Lola?
Lola, not from Lola, but from elsewhere. Why don't you roll me a perception check?
102 eyes.
It's a 6. I don't see anything.
You pause and you look around. It's dark and there's lots of passerby still. I mean, the city is still bustling. It's just barely dark enough so it's early evening. There's still a hustle and bustle of the city as tons of passerbys are moving along. On occasion, somebody will brush up against you, a swirl of fine fabrics or purples and blues, as is the style here in Iman. But you're paused there in the center of the street, just looking back. You have that sense of deja vu. It's a slight sense like I've been here before. And then just as quickly, the sensation fades, and you notice nothing really out of the ordinary that caught your attention. So, you continue about your business.
Uh, I would definitely, kind of look around for a second, and then it's like, all right. Now, being that I'm a suspicious man by nature, after a few hundred years, I would like kind of like try to find the nearest back alley to kind of get out of all these people.
Give me investigation.
Come on, RNGesus. Ooh, 20. Dirty 20. Dirty 20. Yeah.
There's again your hustle and bustle. There's a few alleys in between, but there seems to be like light sources coming from there. You know exactly what you're looking for, and just up ahead, probably less than 100 feet away, there's a section between two tall buildings where it's a nice clear alleyway that's darkly lit, and you just nonchalantly are just walking, almost like talking to your spider. Everything's fine, and then you back into one of the corners, and you're back into the darkness of the alleyway that you found, and you're just waiting there patiently for, I don't know. There's your alleyway that you could do whatever you wanted to. What do you want to do? Very darkly lit. Like, he's in shadows, but he has a perfect view of all the passerbys.
I'm going to cast Mage Armor from my staff first, from my staff of defense that I'm carrying.
Paranoid much?
Very paranoid. Yeah. I mean, paranoid.
You do that. You push your staff down, and all of a sudden, like a second skin, but it's a glowing, transparent second skin, almost like the halo effect that's going on right around me as I move around. Anyways, doesn't matter.
I will. As a precautionary thing, I'm going to go into my new pouch. I'm like, I just bought this. And I'll take out one of the mini pearls I have, and I'll put it over my head, and I'll cast Fortune's Favor on myself.
Being of absolutely no care, super careful. You put it on there, and the magic, like the pearl, almost like seems to almost sink into your skin and releases a sort of ripple effect. And you're now glowing, and your senses and everything else is really picked up. At that point, you hear, like, from the far corner behind you, something fall into the ground. Clink, 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 clink. A bottle of some sort. You quickly glance around to see what it was, and there's a trash can there, and on it is a black alley cat that looks at you and then just runs off, scattering around.
I bear my fangs back.
And then the last little woof, 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 woof. The camera zooms in the bottle just slowly standing still off in the distance. The camera fades out of the bottle and shows the background now instead, very subtly, and it's you in the far corner, silhouetted with the city streets behind you. As you slowly are looking around, and I don't know what's next.
I'm going to look around, just kind of double check one more time to make sure no one's following me before I go on my way.
Now that you're in a perfect spot because you can now clearly see everything. Roll me another perception with advantage.
I'm going to use Fortune's favor.
5 and 4. Ooh.
Apparently, I have a really low perception score. Natural 20. We're at 22.
Fantastic. So you're a few feet into the alleyway, and there's maybe 10, 20 feet from side to side. A good spot for you, and again, it's all very darkly lit with just the dual moonlights. The big bluish yellowish moon, and the small soft reddish one in front this time. The red moon is in front of this one in this time of year. And that's the only casting and glow that's showing up in the alleyway. You're looking. The camera points at the alley and shows the hundreds of the tons of passersby just slowly walking. And at first you wait and nothing happens, and then your eyes glow white, and you peer carefully, and almost like past that, the camera slowly zooms in past all the walkerbys, and there, in the corner of in the corner, dark spot above the crowd, in one of the rooftops, you see a silhouette of something, possibly a humanoid figure, and the camera slowly zooming in on it, and then it moves out of view. And you know for sure that there's somebody there that's been watching you and following you. Cut to
Wasn't me, it was the other guy.
Chance's reaction. You're watching this, and this you're seeing everything exactly from this overlord point of view. You see what's happening. What do you want to do, Chance?
So somebody is after or stalking Kaltur. Well, let's. Of course, I can't communicate with them, so this is going to be a bit of an issue. Unless this globe has some feature I didn't know about. Let's see if Feng is anywhere nearby in case Kaltur needs some help.
I don't think the globe gives you the ability to lift, click, and drag to select unit. Control it.
So you're zooming in, and again, from this point, there's a close-up zoom in of Kaltur looking very nervous and acknowledging there was somebody there. In which case, the cloudiness returns to the globe, and just as quickly it evaporates, and now it's Feng's greenish. Is it greenish or bluish? What's your describe to me yourself. What do you like at the moment?
Grayish skin. Yeah.
The grayish skin appears, full uniform. However, you're sort of like doing this.
Damn, this thing's supposed to be in color. Why is it coming in gray?
And as you're saying that, the camera zooms in even more, exposing Feng as he's picking up his rocky talkie and is subtly communicated into it. And then you put it back to and you hear you could pick up Stacy's voice. Okay, tracking targets. No, that's not Stacy's voice. I have to do Stacy's voice. It's been a long time. Give me a second.
It's a house, isn't it?
Hi, tracking. Small Valley girl. Okay, tracking targets.
Where's
Christopher? Three of our suspects.
girl?
But two of our suspects are moving down. I've got reports. Two of the suspects are splitting up. One of them is moving down the city. Stay with the main contact. He's going down Ador Street. I think you could get to him now. Describe what's going on with you now.
Yeah, you can see the eye roll from Feng. He's just trying to say, I know how to. You can just see the thought bubble just popping up over his head. I know how to track a suspect, dear. The eye roll is audible. It's
You're in a different part of the city. It's still
yeah.
nighttime, and you're part of the crowd. And I mean, you've got your full on insignia of the Emon guard, blues and whites, properly displaced as you slink into the shadow, and you have like a dark cloak that you
Yeah, I'm just pulling it over. Yeah.
covering up your clothes. Roll me quickly
Mm-hmm.
a stealth check.
Okay. Okay. Bring up my character sheet. Where is my stealth? There it is.
23.
Mhm.
Fantastic. Just as quickly as you were clearly Emon guard, knowns to everybody. Whenever you're walking nearby, all the people in the stalls and selling their wares, and even uh, standard-bys, people that are leaning against the thing, like seems to like straighten up, and like, oh shit, the popo's here.
Yeah.
Second, you put that on and you turn the corner.
Yeah.
You're indistinguishable from the rest of the crowd.
It's not that I've just what Feng's done is it's not that he's just actually pulled the cloak over his uniform. He's changed how he's walking. Instead of that nice kind of march there, he's kind of hunched over, made it look like he's got a hunchback, hood's over.
Yeah.
He's dragging the right foot
Fantastic.
there at the same time.
Fantastic. And you're still moving from part of the crowd, and you're tracking an individual
Mhm.
far across down the street, and you could see him like this person stands out. At first you thought they were a beggar by their clothing, tattered clothing, a lot of dark things, a brown hood covering their head. Seems to be stands out from the rest of the brightly lit Emon crowd, and it seems to be just like moving along and even bumping people out of the way. And a few people are like, "Hey, what happened?" Several hundred feet away from you. What would you like to do?
Just the people he's been bumping there. Is there anything there to indicate? Is he, doing like the bump, to try and, pickpocket
Steal?
them, or is it more like bumping in the regards of, he's trying to like give them something instead?
I gotcha. I gotcha.
So perception, maybe.
No. Well, we could do two things. Hang on a second. I should probably bring up your guys' stat sheet so I can know what to tell you to look for. All right, hang on. So, you're specifically looking for perception will work, but what would probably be better, and you could do perception, perception is probably going to be your best one, or there's a very sense motive. What is the sense motive? I forget
Insight.
what it's called. Insight with advantage or perception?
I'll go with insight.
With advantage, then.
Okay.
Because you obviously are very good judge of character, and that's your job. And his hands are not reaching into people's things. He seems more to be like on a mission, knows where to go, and is moving from spot to spot. Gets to as he's pushing people away, he gets to like this corner side street, looks and crosses the street and goes a different section, still maintaining across the streets, but whereas you were going this way, now he's going this way,
right,
through a whole different street, across street. Whereas you were on Imperial Drive, he's turned left on Ador Street, exactly as Stacy predicted.
Yeah. The way I'm gonna do this is this shows you can't just keep falling behind someone at some point, because they're going to make out that you're following them, even if there's only so many disguises in the world. Okay, So I want it to. I'm just going to like go with. All right. And I'm going to, instead of just like falling around the corner, I'm going to actually try and figure out if there's a way I can actually get ahead. Run
Rooftops, shortcuts, alleyways, tons of things.
Yeah.
How would you like to use this?
There's either one or two thoughts. Okay. It's either instead of falling on the street, I fall from the rooftops. Okay. Or the second one would be actually I try to, take the alley behind and actually rush and get ahead of them and actually, walk across them.
Two choices. You're either going to use acrobatics to get on, acrobatics or athletics to get through the rooftops, or survival through the streets.
Let's do the acrobatics to get onto the rooftops. There.
Fantastic. Roll it.
This is when we're finding out I'm not Jackie Chan.
You're starting to climb up, and
Yeah.
I mean, first off, you're fantastic at this. It's easy for you. You're built for this. But as you're doing it, one of the stall, the people in the stall like, "Hey, yeah, what are you doing up there?" And he's completely calling attention to you, and you're like halfway up, like a drain pipe climbing up.
I just flash the badge and I just go, guard business.
Sorry, mate. My bad. I didn't recognize you. Go along, do your thing, and you continue up. You're on the rooftop.
Mm-hmm.
That distraction
This cost me time.
and location. Once you get to the rooftop and you try to find this person, it's difficult to. We don't know exactly where he's at. Chance, cut to though. However, Chance, you're still on the globe itself, investigating. Cut back to your reaction.
Feng, don't. No, it's left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand. Not left hand, left hand. You fall off that way.
Cut back to you, Feng.
Things
You don't hear anything.
Yeah, I don't hear anything. But there's just, I just get the feeling Feng just gets a feeling that he's being watched.
Vicious mockery. No.
Yeah.
You get a sense of deja vu hits you up. Roll me a perception check.
There's my perception. 22.
You almost are even at some point you look straight up into the night sky, and a sense of deja vu hits you harder. But then, out of the corner of the left ear, far in the distance, you hear a, "Hey, watch it!" Your eyes quickly jump to that scan, and 300 feet down, you think you catch a glimpse of your quarry again, turning against another street and disappearing. You think it might be him, only because you hear something, and you see a flash of like torn brown fabric turning into another side street.
I'm going to follow that lead there. I'm not going to call Stacy unless I have to, because I'm not going to hear the end of it. If I lose,
I know how to follow somebody. Oh, can you help me follow somebody?
Yeah.
And as you're jumping from rooftop to rooftop to rooftop, there's like to get from this street to the other street, because he turned right and he's like moving away. You're gonna have to. There's like a connecting wire or a ramp that goes across the street.
I just know route to run it.
Huh?
I just know route to run that. Arms back.
Yeah. And as you're going to make that, it's going to be a little bit dangerous to catch up and things. What would you like to use to do it?
I think it's potentially me kind of like parkour in that, it's sliding over, if there's like, any like air vents, it's just like sliding over it and all that sort of stuff.
Fantastic. Roll me an acrobatics check.
Bloody hell! I'm either
It's-
good at one end or the other.
It's
You
dark
suck
and,
at acrobatics,
it's
yeah.
dark and you're doing the thing, you're doing the thing, and then there's a flutter of pigeons as you move to one of the things, and a flutter of they all come out in front of you and they kind of freak you out, and you land back on your back. On whether you are still on the rooftop or land on the floor is up to you. But when you get back up, you've lost the quarry again.
I didn't know this got the Comedy Channel.
And that's when we cut back to Chance.
Mhm.
Chance, what's next? What would you like to do?
Well, there's one remaining member that is unaccounted for so far. So I guess I'll try and see what Jericho is up to.
Cut to Jericho, resplendent in brilliance in his brilliant armor, with a big old stick up his butt, talking like he usually does. Except here, what he seems to be just scanning the horizon. The camera zooms out away from his face to reveal he's not in the city at all. Somewhere in the countryside. He's somewhere in the countryside. In fact, there's a sort of fortress, church, sort of a mission area, wide expanse, a training ground for the Church of Palor, and he's there on one of the parapets, looking out. The dark moon illuminates a lot of the countryside, and it's dark, dark, dark. As a figure walks up close to him, and you hear Jericho say, I expect him to come any night now. By Palor's light, we will protect the shard that is hidden here. If Alura's information is correct, this might be one of the locations that they come and attack. Fortifications are set up. Yes, they are all set up. You will not be needing for anything. Our men's are our guards are patrolling out now for as few as we had. Let us pray that with you here is enough to hold our hands steady against the darkness that comes. Yes. Let us pray together. And just like that, the two, like, he kneels down, puts the sword down in the like the form of the cross. They both kneel down and pray, and there's sort of like halo effect surrounds them, and you could hear them both of them together whispering, clasping hands. Even they're both holding each other's hands and praying towards what's now embedded on the sword itself, this holy relic of a sword that he has, the sign of Palor, and the sign lights up again and seems to accept the prayer. And he says something to the like, Palor, give me the strength. Give me the strength. Give me the knowledge. Give me the power to protect that which is right from against that which is not. Give me the might that is needed to protect those that are weak. Give me your grace to protect against the evil that comes with plans of its own. Boring shit like that. It's,
The damn religion channel again, damn it.
Yeah. It's like, and I also pray that you get rid of Feng as my partner. He is a bane in my backside.
But that's where Jericho is at. Cut back to you, Chance.
So
What's
recap:
next?
we've got Kaltur, who is being stalked. Feng, who is bumbling around trying to follow somebody.
Literally bumbling.
Literally bumbling, yes.
Yeah.
And we have Jericho off
On the
somewhere
spiritual
else
retreat.
doing religious stuff.
Who cares?
Exactly. Don't care so much about Jericho right now. Who else could I possibly look at now that I can look where I want?
Yeah, who else to do the Mystery Theater 3000 routine on?
Well, I guess Alora, maybe? Worst case scenario, I get the do not disturb sign, but
The cloud, the scene shifts again as the cloudiness incorporates. It starts to dissipate. In a brightly lit wooden room, it's almost like an amphitheater, big circular room, and there's sections there where there's a dais and a section there with a raised platform where you could see this would be an assembly area where you can address a small crowd like an amphitheater, or have a kind of like a war room type effect. And they're in the center, surrounded by pentagrams and all these arcane symbols and torches and moonstones lit up around the area. Dead center of that is Alora, cross-legged, floating 5 feet up, 3 to 4 feet into the air, legs crossed, arms gently at her side, on her lap, eyes fully closed.
Sorry, I can't resist this one. She sleeps above the sheets, 3 or 4 feet above the sheets. Sorry.
Her
Is that Ghostbusters?
Yes.
Yeah.
Her eyes aren't actually closed. She like opens them up slowly, and they're bright white. As they're illuminating everything, like they're so bright white and a magical effect that they're glowing, and she's still there, just seemingly still. You think in the far corners, there's two in the far corner. There's just 2 set of guards there, maintaining an overlook of the area, carefully spanning by, and the camera zooms in a little bit on the 2 guards. How long as a new one like starts twitching, how long do you think she's going to be in the astral plane, or astral projection? I don't know. She's been at it a couple of hours now, though. I don't like it. Something doesn't feel right. Get this feeling like somebody's watching or something. I don't like it at all. All right, well, keep your guard up. We're here to protect her while she's unavailable. She's just there, still floating 3-4 feet. Astral projection. She's doing her own version of what you're doing, only probably much better.
And probably
As the camera slowly zooms in on her half elven face, bright white, very royal looking, and golds and purple flowing robes with a lot of white and blue mixed into it. Sierra Allura is not dressed like a normal mage, but it exalts power. I mean, it expresses exudes power and somebody not to be trifled with, as her face is still nicely serenely beautiful blonde curl hair put up in a lot of curls and pigtails and put into like a bun, a sort of princess
Princess Leia
type bun there serenely, and her eyes are just brightly open and just glowing white. That's the only expression that you see. Another boring fucking shit, not much to see here.
Yeah, and if she gets back, she might be able to detect me. So maybe I should find something else to look at. I'm going to go for a walk from my cell to the surface and the exit, just to check out all the pathways of ways to get from here to there.
Oh, you mean you're going to be looking through the? I mean, zooming into the actual jail cell?
Yeah, from me.
Gotcha.
And go
which is
on
a weird effect because all of a sudden now the smoke
Yeah.
clears. I know exactly what you want. The
Yeah.
smoke clears up, and the last
And I
thing
see the
that's
back
seen
of
is
my
like,
head.
yeah. The first thing is the last thing is the eyes glowing bright is the last thing that seems to be penetrating through the smoke as it clears up. It's just the back of your head, and it's got that effect of like TV mirror effect as
Yes.
it's like whoa, and then you're like the camera slowly shifts. There's that barrier, and as it passes through that glass barrier, kind of wobbles and then continues through. Follows
thing at
through
the
that
door,
door,
presumably?
follows through that doorway, and it seems to be like now moving rapidly as you're telling your mind, find me a pathway from here to there. You see the pathway. It's dark, full dark tunnel. You go past a lot of those very very high security and dangerous criminals and in the jail. So a lot of them, like one's in the corner eating something that meals were just brought in. The crazy little one's still like, I see you. What do you think you're watching me for? You need to go that way. And the camera zooms as well. This crazy individual actually knows what's going on, so he sees that you're seeing him.
Cool.
And as he points, like he's still, the camera zooms in past a couple more of those things. It's there's like a table where there's like a table where normally you'd see lots of. Sometimes they give a communal meal here for the once a day for 1 hour during the week. A lot of the they let you out for a communal meal, and that's where this is at. It's also doubles as the guards' meals, passing it out a couple more tunnels, and oddly enough, there's an actual secret tunnel that goes straight down, all dark, 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 and it's long, maybe about 100 or so feet. And when it comes to like a simple wooden door. Now, once it passes through that door frame, you are now in the actual circular room where Allura's at. And when the camera turns back, what would normally be a very ordinary looking wall with even one of those moonstones hanging off of it, there's no other signs that there's behind that is an entrance to get you to the jail cells. In fact, if we look at the map, I'm going to point out two things. I'm going to point out here in red. Let's see, does this work? Good. You are here in the barracks in the military district. Somewhere here. From there, there's a tunnel that goes to there. And that is where you find, in the temple district, Allura's, the chamber that Allura's at.
Cool.
You trace back the steps. The camera zooms back through the way that you were before, and it stops at that junction that it was, that secret. Like if you go down this secret wall, there'll be that long tunnel, and it turns around, and there instead there's another set of stairs that seem to go up, and where it's now at the top of the stairs is actually light shining down. The camera zooms in through there, and you can see where it passes through a series of spots and eventually shows you the exit of the jail cell. Now you'll probably have to go through a couple of guard posts and even the top of the where the military junction is at. I'm sorry, where Stacy's at, and the big old all of the guards are there. But there's a possible escape route as well that you have discovered.
Cool. This globe
Now
is
what?
more useful than I thought it was going to be.
What now?
So there's basically, she's floating in the temple. Nothing going on there.
Yeah. Only two
Really?
guards to her. She can't even react to anything. She's astral
Yeah.
projecting somewhere. She's oblivious to the world right now, and there's only two guards there to give her
Protect
protection.
body.
Mm-hmm.
And Jericho's doing his religious stuff somewhere else, and I'll check on Stacy.
Absolutely. Stacy is there giving commands to, like, there's now, whereas before there was only like 3 or 4 of her other women, lead secretary or giving commands. There's now like a whole 12 of them, and the station has grown even more. A lot of them seems to be like not so much typewriter, but it's like taking notes and filing them into a quick thing real quick. And it seems to be like they seem to be using like a special pen on a parchment that just like writes, and then the ink does something fade in, and elsewhere like it updates on the board, like status report.
They have a tablet. Okay.
Yeah. She's trying to combine stuff like that, and you see her like quickly pick up another one. Okay, coordinate. We seem to have lost. We've seemed to have lost where they're at. Alpha team, do you copy? Alpha team, do you copy? Do you see anything? No. Okay. Bravo team, anything going on? Fuck no. She picks up another walkie-talkie. Feng. We seem to have something's happening. We seem to have lost where a lot of the clasp are going. Have you spotted anything?
A lot of bird droppings. It looks like he's got away. Do you have any indication where he went?
I'll get back to you. Bravo team, Delta team, Echo team. We need you to find where they're going. Shit. Where did they all go? It's like all of a sudden they all decided all at once decided to move. I'll get back to you, Feng. And one of the girls in the park said, I saw something. I heard there's a reports of something happening at the promenade, at Abdor's promenade. Stacy quickly jumps back to the walkie-talkie. Abdor's promenade. You're close by. You're probably maybe 20 minutes there. Head northeast to the slum district of the promenade. Slum district of the promenade. That's your best bet. I'll keep an eye out for you. Move now. And she's just constantly like moving back and forth from my. She's frantically trying to give commands out to everybody, coordinating a team of people, and all the other girls are just coming up to her and handing her pieces of paper, and she looks at us and says, good job. Jen, did you find anything yet? And no. Okay. And she just continues back to work. She's busy coordinating a bunch of stuff. There's maybe 5 or so guards are moving in and out, and probably 10 of the female staff as well. Different races. They're all very distracted at the moment. What now?
If only I had a way of getting out of my cell.
This would be a great opportunity, yes.
Let's
go ahead, Chance. I wouldn't mind hunting you down. Sorry.
Let's go back to Kaltur. Let's see what's going on with him. We haven't given him attention in a while.
Yeah.
Cut to Kaltur. Back when we left you, you were in the alleyway. You've got your glowing blue skin shield. You've got you've already used your moat of opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Still in the dark alleyway, the one figure that you saw on the rooftops has disappeared. But now you have confirmation that something's amiss.
Okay. I will go deeper into the alley, and then I'm going to start walking up the wall until I get on top of the roof.
Fantastic. With E, since you have that ability innately to just walk up the walls, and it looks weird because you're doing one of these. In fact, this is where we would
old
put an
Batman
homage.
series.
This is where we would put an homage to Batman, the original 1960s Batman version.
Yeah, somebody opens a window and starts talking to you. And closes it.
Yes, that happens.
You know, the window opens. It's like, yeah, Mom, I'm putting the trash out. I'm putting it.
Hey,
Maybe later, Mom.
keep walking.
And you get to the rooftop, and from there you have. It's only maybe second floor. It's only a two floor one. You could see a lot more rooftops. The light of the blue moon is illuminating enough around the city.
I would try to get on top of the rooftop and try to keep myself as low towards the roof as possible. Hopefully to see the person looking at my alleyway, so see if I see them looking
Are you
at
trying
me.
to be? Are you trying now? We have a choice. Are you going more for stealth, or are you going more for perception? I will give you advantage on only one of those. So you could either be very stealthily looking, or you could be very perceptive and looking. Oh, what are you doing? Remember?
I did not mean to do that. I just clicked it.
Okay.
I was trying to look at my spells to see if I had anything useful. I don't right now. These are more for killing people and not me killing me. I would try to be stealthy only because if I see them before they see me, then something bad is probably going to happen to them.
Roll me a stealth with advantage and a perception check. Normal.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to 13 for stealth.
Doesn't see a damn thing.
Oh man, RNGesus does not like me today.
It's a thing. It rains on the just and the unjust alike. Anyways, you're fairly certain that you're well out of sight, but because of this vantage point that you're low, it limits what you can see. Using your senses, you still have that feeling like you're being watched. It's uncanny feeling of like a sense of both deja vu, a familiarity, and of being watched. And it's not it's not Lola because she feels different. You can't shake the feeling that something's wrong. You're still being hunted, or being watched. And you're in a safe spot right now. If you, at some point, you get the sense that you're going to have to move. But when and where? What would you like to do?
I guess I'm going to kind of like low man's crawl towards like the edge of the roof that's like towards like the street. And is there like a cart or
There's actually there's exactly what you expect. Because the hustle and bustle of the city's there. There's another section, and it seems like to be an abandoned promenade where in the daytime there'd be tons of stalls and tons of stalls and hay carts and things like that. And you can see there where there's carts of hay, stalls that are closed off, buildings and courses, and it's a big old open expanse that's just closed for the moment, like an abandoned mall because it's closed at night,
Okay.
But below is a nice little something for you.
Okay, I'm going to throw a firebolt at the thing of hay.
The firebolt at the thing of hay.
Yep, I want to cause a distraction and hopefully draw eyes towards that.
But there's nobody there. I mean, there's like no people there.
There's like the streets are the streets completely empty?
On the far left side where you had come from, the big promenade, there's
Yeah.
tons of people and tons of movement happening there. But on the other side, through the alleyways, there's like
Well,
a
no.
closed off section.
Well, like I wanted to go towards the promenade where somebody was watching me at, and that's the way I was trying to look out to see if anybody was looking. Like it's like basically if I want to see if they're
Understand.
looking at my alleyway, waiting for me to like post it up, waiting for me to come out. You know what I mean? That's what I was looking for.
Sure enough, you look across the other way where the hustle and bustle is, not where the empty, not where the empty mall promenade is at. If you look where the hustle and bustle is, you see something there. It's a horse being drawn with a cart, and you through your fireball. Do you have to aim and throw for it?
Firebolt. So yes, I do have to make an attack roll with Firebolt.
Look at you, Kaltur. Let's burn the city down. Roll a natural 1.
Hey, I mean, I feel like this is all your fault. You guys know.
Don't blame me for your choices, man. I keep telling you.
You're right. A 12.
It's a little bit errant, but it lands close to where the cart is, and enough of it hits, like the firebolt hits the back of it. It caused the distraction that you're looking for. The horse.
So here's the issue. If someone's looking specifically for me, they're probably not going to give a fuck about what just happened. That's more people who are not, whatever. I want to look for the person who is still more occupied with this alleyway than they are with the cart that's on fucking fire right now.
Let's do 2 things at one.
Okay.
First off, you throw it, and as you release it from your hand, there's a glow in the rooftop around you, and there's a noticeable trace. So whoever could be looking at you knows for sure where this spell originated from now.
Yeah, that's fine.
As it lands in the cart, as it lands in the middle of the street, close to a cart that was doing a little hay cart that was moving along, it catches enough the back of the wagon that it flares up, and it's a big flare, and people in the street all of a sudden go like, "Ah, fire, fire!" And the horse just starts panicking, clapping away. The horse was like, "Ah!" like scared. Hey, what happened? And then it looks behind him, it's the fire, and he's like, just jumps off of the cart. So now the horse is just going off on its own, bumping into carts. Not other carts, but other stalls, and pushing people aside. So now we have a runaway horse carrying a cart full of hay that's on fire through the city, and people are just panicking like crazy. You
Kaltur
hear
doesn't
somebody
care.
yell out. You hear somebody yell
Calder's name
out.
is now Bessie's cow.
Call the guards. Call the guards. Somebody help. Blah blah blah. But now that that's happened, you glance up and you scan the horizon. Roll me with advantage, a perception check or investigation check.
I'm going to do investigation because that's a lot better for me. Yes, 30-20. Oh, goodness. Thank God for advantage.
This night is going to be insane.
My character's not a good guy.
Yeah, a natural 1, but luckily you rolled with advantage, so you have a 20 total, which is fantastic. Because as you're looking, you now see that light as it's passing through. It seems to be illuminating a lot of things, and the chaos as you're looking through the horizon, you catch the glimpse. For a brief second, it lights up a figure standing in complete shadow. And as the cart passes through, I mean, the cart's underneath, but he's on the rooftop, but enough light passes so that it illuminates him briefly for a second, and you catch 100% the sight of somebody looking right at you.
How far away? How far away is he from me?
He is on the other side of the street. He's on the opposite side of the street, and he's probably 100 feet away from you.
Okay.
And as you're looking in that direction, another figure appears next to him, and they both look at each other. and they point in the direction that you're at, and now all you see is a silhouette and darkness again.
You know what? Fuck all the bullshit. I stand up and I'm like, come and get me.
Fantastic. At this point, the chance you're looking at what's going on, and there's you see two figures on the opposite side of the street, and on this side there is Kaltur, who's standing over an open sender. If you choose to, the two figures, they disappear at a point of view, as they seem to be like wanting to come towards you, and you're on the rooftop section.
Two things. One, I know I'm going to get blamed because people know I can do firebolt, so I'm going to get blamed for that. And two, I'm going to follow the other two rather than Kaltur.
Fantastic. You get a close-up zoom on these two guys. They're two wearing like tattered robes, brownish. One's more darkish. Their hoods are back, revealing a bald face. There's like a handprint of ash, just like this, and where that ash handprint goes over the eye, you can see there's like a scratch marks on the eye exactly here, and the eye is just like shut and swollen and sewn shut on one of them. The other one is more of a dark elf. I forget what those are called. Dark elves.
Drow? Drow?
Drow. Yes, the other one's a drow, and uh, equally simplified. Nothing really on the face except for like nothing on the face that's completely bald, which is really odd for a half elf that they've shorn their hair. And on the back of it, you see on the back of it here, there's a symbol, a line, kind of like with a like on a pitchfork, but it's a line with another circle going like this.
A half circle?
Yes, a half circle that makes it look like a weird pitchfork type
Okay.
design, almost like a Quake symbol. Like I threw away the video game Quake rune. Otherwise, it'd be like that.
Okay. So they're called One Eye and Forky. Okay.
Yeah, One Eye and Forky. Exactly correct. And as they're doing that, one of them raises up one of their hands, and this little thing like this, and arcane spell flashes, and they also like they seem to like retreat into the shadows and just follow, and you could hear them talk. I think he went that way, towards the abandoned marketplace. Let's catch him there. Let's ring up from behind him. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. We'll flank him. He won't see what's coming. Master will be pleased. Let's go. And you're following them, going through like they seem to be going together through like a different section of the alleyway. It takes maybe a minute or two as they're carefully climbing. They're in an abandoned section, which at this time of night is very creepy. That all these like carts and stalls are left unattended. A few of them are they're just trying to they're scraggling up on the trying to gain ground to get to the second floor. And the other one says, "No, she called for reinforcements." Yeah, that's a good idea. And he does like this little runic symbol in the air with his finger. It does this little trace of thing. And
Rotary dialing?
yeah, it looks like a little redialing. And as he's doing it, a little circle appears, and he whispers into it, "Meet me here. We've got Kaltur surrounded." cut to Kaltur. You've given out your challenge. You saw what you saw, and now you hear movement from behind you. Now, on the far in front of you was the streets. Behind you is the abandoned marketplace, and that's where you hear movement happen from one of the sections. In fact, why don't we place you a battle map and position yourself?
Ooh.
All right, let me do this. See if I can do this correctly.
Director Santana, can I try something? Because I don't
Yes.
remember how. Well, actually, I don't think I ever knew how this worked. But if I start like banging on the wall, sorry, the
Cell. Yeah,
the clear wall, not the.
I understand what you're saying.
Door.
Yes.
Does that generally bring the guards running?
No. Oops, that's not the one.
Okay.
In fact, if you've banged on it before, and what it does is like this little. Actually, it does this little effect. But you have the tray. It's metal. It's big metal tray that still has your literally one and a half tacos
on it. Take the tacos off first, and try and whack it against the repeatedly against the wall to try and get somebody's attention.
Absolutely, fantastico. Let's see what we could roll for that. What would you suggest to roll? I'm gonna have you roll with advantage to try to create noise. I got it. Stealth, but it's the opposite of stealth.
Unstealth?
Unstealth.
So you actually want to
So I
roll
want to
bad.
roll a low? No.
No. You want to actually roll really, really high.
21?
That's very loud.
Who the hell needs advantage?
You're being very unstealthy, and you're like a clang, 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 and it's echoing. You could hear the echoes through the corridor. And normally it'd be like within 30 seconds or so that this amount of noise would bring somebody by. Mm-hmm. As you're still clanging. 30 seconds, a minute passes, you're still clanging. And in the background, as you're clanging, the camera zooms in slowly on the globe, showing Kaltur there. Kaltur, do you see the map? Do you see yourself on the map?
Yeah, I would assume I'm on the roof somewhere. So I'm on that middle. I guess I'm on that middle roof with the two.
Put yourself anywhere you want. Yeah. Do you see anybody else, or is it just you?
I see everybody. I see all the people.
Oh, you do? All right, so let me do this real quick. Damn it. I keep doing the... Sorry. I keep doing this incorrectly. Stop trying to do that. Oh, I know why it's doing that.
Let's get down to business.
There we go. Objects.
Have you put in fog of war or line of sights?
I mean, if he wants them to be like stealth, then he should put those guys on the GM layer.
Yes, that's where I had them, but they disappeared.
Yeah. There you go.
Now I can move them around where you won't see them.
Yep. I'm on that roof right here.
Just where you're at.
Yep. I, scream, come get me over here, and I probably would have walked down this way to get away from the promenade. Because, I can't let people see what I'm about to do to these other people.
I understand fully.
But, I'll set my astro globe afloat, and then I'll just wait patiently for my pursuers to come at me. Come at me, bro. Come at me.
You see where I'm pinging? If that's corn, you can make popcorn with your fireball. Sorry.
Advanced layer. Here we go. Token layer. Come on, do it. It's so hard to do this. Done. This is where they're at. They've got you flying from left to right as they appear and like, ha, we got you. And their arms start swirling and you're ready there with the defense. Oh, he's talking.
Yeah. I just got this image that I'm just thinking of old Mortal Kombat as they're doing the spell, like Sub-Zero,
Okay. So I got
And as that's happening, let's go ahead and roll some initiative.
sure. Let's see. Let's hope I don't roll like garbage like I have been all night long.
Either that or you've at least got a theme song.
Okay. 21.
Brilliant song by the master Lionel Richie.
21 is fantastic. Let me see where mine is. Actions, initiative. We're gonna take a. Where's the initiative button? How do I do this? Has it been this long?
I guess.
I think.
Or you just roll dex because it goes off your
Beside
dexterity.
your armor class.
Yeah, it is beside your. Are these like regular NPC blocks?
Yeah, they're called. Yes, they're regular NPC blocks, and normally on here there's a thing for it.
So
I don't
just
see it, so I'm just
above
gonna
our
roll
health
dex.
initiative.
Yeah.
Because here it is. So I'm just gonna roll this 9, and the other one is going to roll a. Where is that? Where is that? Where is that? This is good, right here. Ta-da! There we
Okay.
go. Okay, so they rolled poorly. And they rolled poorly, so you start off.
All right, hold on. How far? This guy is 45 feet. This guy is 25 feet. Man, why is it? Wish I had more spells. More spell slots, I should say.
I'm maybe thankful that you don't have more spell slots because I just have this image of you someone like Meter Swarm,
No.
just like take out half a city block.
You know what? It's fine. It's fine. I'm going to. Which one? Any, meeny, miny, mo. This guy is closer, right? Yes. Yep. The guy to my right hand side. So, this guy here.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Charm Person on him.
Fantastic. What kind of save is that?
That is it's wisdom save, I believe.
I found the initiative button. Stupid. Whatever. I already did the thing. Okay. Wisdom save.
Yep, wisdom save.
Natural 20.
Wow. No.
Again, you see
No,
him. You see
no.
him have that.
I'm going to look at him and say no, 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 and I'm going to do chronal shift as a reaction. He has to re-roll that.
You reroll that. You see the spell coming, and he puts up his hand, and the bluish glow flare blocks the thing, and then he's like, "No, no, no!" And you see it like back to reverse, and then he goes to try it again as he sees the spell coming, and wisdom saving throw a second time.
He is charmed.
13.
He is charmed.
He's charmed. Put the description on the thing.
Do.
Yep, I'm gonna get blamed for that too.
However, it's combative, isn't it?
Huh?
Does so with your advantage if you so he does it with advantage though because he's fighting you.
I mean,
Or
you
he's
could
at
do.
a-
I mean, you could do 13 or 7.
It doesn't
I mean,
matter. He still failed. So
And then I'm going to. Hold on. I'm going to spider walk to behind him and say,
Oh, hi, Kaltur. How are you?
why don't you take care of your friends for me?
Yeah, sure.
all right, the channel
How
regards
do
you
you
as a
want me to
friendly
do that?
acquaintance.
Yep.
Kaltur.
It says, my I don't really want to hurt my friends.
Okay. Well, just make sure they don't hurt me.
Oh, we're all friends here. And meanwhile, since the other guy's turn says, Ragnar, what are you doing? Attack him, Ragnar! And he says, and he Ragnar, and he's like, guys, he's right there, and he does a little circle thing, and he says, everybody, attack him now! And as he says that, the first thing first, he's gonna try to throw a spell at you. Oh boy, what is he gonna have to throw a spell at you? Oh yeah, hold person. Let's do this. Level 2 spell, hold person. All right.
Okay.
So that means that you throw. He's within 60 feet. Blah blah blah. Wisdom saving throw. The save is. I don't know, probably 13.
Who's doing it?
The guy on the left. The guy on the far left. The
I'm
one that's
s-
not.
I'm 75 feet away from him.
Oh, he's gonna step over.
Yeah.
I don't see anything on the screen at the moment. That's the problem.
Okay. So I make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah. Damn it. Layers. Token layer. So he moves forward to right about here. And also what happens is the other guys reveal themselves as well.
Okay.
Here. Layer. Token. And these guys. Layer. Token. The rest of them pop out of like the carts and stuff, and they start revealing themselves. They're all. You hear a clatter of multiple things coming in, and what did he save? He failed his save. He is screwed, and it's that point where he's held in place, surrounded. Well, we're going to take a 10-minute break. Well, we can't because he's not there to do the thing, is he?
Yeah.
All right. In this time, anyways, cut to. In that case, we're going to do this.
We can all mute and then pretend.
No. Cut to, cut to Chance's reaction. You're still like banging. It's been like 2 minutes of constant banging. Nothing's happening. No guards are coming. You stop to listen. Roll me a perception check.
Perception.
21. Fantastic. You could hear the last echoes of the of the clattering going, and by this time the tray is like half bent. It's almost at a V now. But you listen out, and where normally there's the rumble and tumble of that little hum of the door, and past that you could almost hear like normally people eating or clanging against the guards, or usually the maniacal laughter of your fucking neighbor a few cells down. Absolute silence. Nothing. This is abnormal.
No shit.
Hi. Let's do this real quick.
Hello.
Oh my god, they've shrunk him down.
Oh no, I may have fucked with them now.
Honey, I
Anywho.
fucked the Zimmy.
And meanwhile, cut to as well, Feng. You've been
Yes.
chasing your core, and you clearly hear Stacy on the radio. About The abandoned market right behind Abdor Street. There's a cart going. Something's happening. Go there now.
Right, right. Just gonna rush over, and I guess I see the flaming hay cart.
Yes. And you see that like going down the cart, and it's crashed and it's stopped, and there's people like already dealing with it. But out of the distance, you see a blue flash, a blue flash and arcane effects on the other side, and you recognize it. Just had Stacy had said from the abandoned marketplace, or from the marketplace.
Mhm.
That's where it's originating from. You just start rushing,
Yeah.
rushing in that location, and as you're getting closer, you could hear, the whooshing of magic and glowing, and you could hear the clatter of of footsteps or things climbing up, and that's where you see one of the that's where you see the quarry that you were chasing. One of the robed figures
Yeah.
has now completely stripped off his robes, and it's revealing a long sword, and he's running in that direction. Is running in that direction around through one of the back
Yes.
alleys.
This is when Feng's just gonna shout into the Rocky Talkie. I found them. All guards to the abandoned market.
Stacy, roger that thing. Guards, everybody, abandoned market now. Incoming. ETA is going to be 2 minutes. They're coming in hot. Be careful out there, Feng. You don't know what you're walking into. And as you round the corner,
World of pain.
as you round the corner, you could see Kaltur on the rooftop, locked in place, surround two the hooded robe figures seems approaching him. Also, there on the ground, you see multiple the dudes with swords drawn, slowly approaching. You come up from, I don't know, where do you want to come in from? I will let you. Let's see if this works. Hang on. Hang on, if I could do this. Damn it. Oh, good. You can place yourself wherever you want to come in on.
Pardon me. I think I've got this image. It'll be me kind of come in from this direct. I'm on like this rooftop. Right at the top.
Yeah, give me 1 second here. I think I may have screwed. See, allow participants to mute themselves. Good. All right. All I did was was cut his video feed, and I can't cut it for him. He's got to start his own video feed. So when he gets back, anyways.
Yep. So,
where are you at? You're over there.
Yeah.
That rooftop. You're in the far left section, then, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
You get to move last.
Okay.
Actually, why don't you roll me initiative to see where in the initiative you stand in.
Yeah, sure.
13. All right, so it's Kaltur, then you, and then everybody else.
Yeah. As it should be.
You look upon the scene, and there again is Kaltur, just frozen in place. One of the what you recognize as cultists is up at him going, "Hey, you okay?" And the other guy's like, "Ragnar, what are you doing? Just hit him! Somebody go get him! He's just standing there! Kill him now!" That's the last thing you hear, and cut to your reaction.
You see the one that
No,
that's
they're distracted at the moment, by the way, unless you announce yourself.
I think my reaction is there's just this one here. Okay, I'll try and not move him as I ping him. Okay.
That's fine.
So I'm guessing I'm behind him. Is he like standing still, or has he been stunned, or is he lying on the ground?
By the way, so the gray area, that's like the second story.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like a roof. That's like
All
an
right, so
floor.
I'm on the ground. Then.
You're on the ground, unless you want to come in from the rooftops. I mean, it's all good, man.
No, let's have it. I've dropped down. So what I'll do is then. So let me just zoom in so I can actually make sure I'm clear of where I'm on the grids. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'll come in on this one.
Fantastic.
And I'll probably you just go, and I'm just going to say. Simon Says, and it's like,
Huh?
how? And it's like I just whack him.
Roll me an attack with advantage because he's not even looking at you.
Okay. With the quarterstaff. Okay.
And then roll the damage as well.
Yeah. So quarterstaff there.
Ooh, what's his AC? I have no idea.
Well, the advantage we put at 19.
Oh yeah, that hits him.
Quarterstaff. So it's going to be 4. Okay.
All right.
I'm then going to spend a key point for flurry of blows.
Fantastic.
Do 2 unarmed strikes.
Do it. With that first one, and it catches him square in the face, and he seems stunned for a second. Did not even expect you there.
Yeah. Basically, what happens is I just sweep up, and so I hit him with the quarterstaff, and then I like sweep up, and I just like do a roundhouse kick. And then land, and then do a kick into the gut at the same time for my flurry.
Fantastic. Pop.
That
Oof.
one is going to be a miss.
So we're gonna pause you right there, because the first pop hits him square in the face, and he's like stunned. And then when you go in for the second one, he completely dodges out of the way.
Yeah.
And he yells out, "Hey, there's another one here!"
Yep.
And that's where we're gonna end your turn because you rolled a natural 1.
Right. Oh,
Everybody's attention quickly zooms over your way. Kaltur is there up on the top, frozen because of hold person. And you can see the frustration on your face as you're like moving. The dude that you charmed is there in front of you going like, "Buddy, you okay? What's going on?" Background, some people are like yelling at me, "Kill him, what are you doing? Just hit him." You heard Feng in the far corner, you heard Feng come in, attack one of the dudes, and he yells out, so now everybody's attention is now on Feng. Meanwhile, the camera tracks out from the crystal ball, and it's all cloudy. And you hear Feng you hear Chance like listening in carefully. Just pure silence. And then the hum that you were hearing before of that enclosed door, not the one that's glass, but the one previous to it, next to it, you hear that hum stop. It's silent.
I'm
6 globes that are normally around in this area blink out. You're in full darkness, except for the crystal ball that seems to be glowing, and it's just you silhouetted in the dark, looking around in the darkened cell. The camera zooms past you, slowly drawing into the crystal globe, as it's an overview of the fighting as all these many of these cultists are starting to slowly advance on both Feng and Kaltur. And that's where we're going to take our 10-minute break.
Yep.
Sorry. I know you just took yours right now, Zimmy, but I couldn't have you do the pause thing. Otherwise, I would have.
Okay.
What do we say? Maybe 5 minutes? Is that all we need, or what do you guys do?
I mean, I don't know. We're 2 hours in. We got like an hour and some change left. So I don't know. It's up to you, man.
We've got a fight cup, and it's gonna be fine.
Okay.
Let's take 10 minutes. That's all.
2 minutes. Okay.
10 minutes. We'll see you here in the 10-minute mark, guys.
Because if it was a heart attack, that means I've been having that potential heart attack for a week.
We're
still
back.
here.
Welcome back, everybody, for the continuation and finale of Shards of Destiny: A Knife in the Night. Where we left off, Kaltur had just been finishing up his shopping experiments, shopping expedition, when he was being followed. He set himself off to get to the back alley marketplace, abandoned, where he hoped to confront the two followers. Unbeknownst to him, though, they brought friends. But that's okay, because meanwhile, Feng has been tracking one of the cultists. And luckily, they have led him to the exact same marketplace where he has found Kaltur now held in place, captive, absolutely in a terrible position. The cultists have surrounded them. However, he attacked one of them, who screamed out and alerted everybody else of his presence. All of this is being watched by Chance, who through his cell has finally unlocked the secrets to viewing everything through his portal. But something is wrong there too. Seems to be awfully quiet, and all of the security measures towards the cell have been disappearing bit by bit by bit. And with that, we return to the action. Chance, you haven't had a chance. Why don't you roll me initiative as well?
So let's take a chance on him.
Take a chance on me.
Take a chance, 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 take a chance.
But I'm not in their battle.
And
that is a funny. That song is brilliantly done in Mamma Mia.
that movie is. Oh, I haven't seen the movies yet. Oh, maybe I should add that on the list. 15. Well, guess what? You go first.
Oh, it's just a guilty pleasure. The first one's a guilty pleasure film.
All right.
Yes, I think you go first. No, let's just Kaltur.
But I'm just a big sucker.
It's
for
my turn?
musicals.
I do nothing because I'm frozen.
Time out for a second.
Don't you get another saving throw?
We're gonna describe first we're gonna leave that action there in a second, and we're gonna describe what's going on with Chance. It's darkness in your cell. All the globes have been going out. The only illumination is the globe itself. The little bit of constant hum that you hear on the magical field that protects, that keeps you enclosed in the cell, has audibly stopped.
But
What
there's
would you
still
like to do?
There's still the glass wall there, though.
It's a glass thing, yes. There's a glass wall. I mean, there's probably a spot where you could there's like an enclosure where you could a lot of the food is given to you, and you can see where the cutout is of where a door would normally be. It's just glass on glass and door. And then of course there's your cell.
I'm assuming that's still locked. But my first thought is, well, if somebody's coming to me, they can probably open the door. So I grab the globe, hop behind my bed. As I mentioned, it's 3 feet from the wall. And I cast, where is it? There we go. The same trick I tried to pull on Alora when they first came down to see me. And there is basically the cell is actually 3 feet shorter than it seems to be. And there's a wall between, so my bed is now up against the quote wall unquote.
Where it should be.
Exactly.
That effect happens. So here you are standing, hugging against the wall, the globe in hand. You close your eyes and you do the thing. And now
I also have the tray with me because a bent up tray might look a little weird to me in here.
that
Unfortunately, I
hum,
had to leave the tacos behind.
that hum usually is there to you've that hum has given you like a sort of headache in the past, and now it's crystal clear. It's kind of been preventing you from enacting a lot of your innate magics that you don't need objects for. So this is the first time you've been able to flex this, and as you're doing this, the image is the wall like seems to come out of nothing, and it blocks your view completely, and now it's perfectly just that. The
Doesn't affect
cell
my view from the other side.
you could see perfectly like and again, the audience point of view is just the cerebral
Yeah.
itself. The camera moves behind it, and it sees you there just like crouching against it, looking at everything, expectantly waiting. And it's not too long before you hear the door creak open. The big brown and black door creak open, and there is a guard. Uh, One of the guards dressed very similar to how Bill, the guy who served you food, except that when he removes his when you get a closer look at him, the camera zooms in on his face. You can see here on the neck there's that a tattoo with that symbol with the line and the half curve showing like the fork, the sign of the clasp. And he comes in, and following him is another one just like that. It's just pure silhouette because it's pure dark. They come in with like this another one comes in with the second one comes in with like a torch illuminating both of their faces as they're looking around the room. He's not here. What do you mean he's not here? They said he'd be here. We disabled all the security guys, disabled all the security measures to get here. Where is he then? I don't know. Open up the cell door and look inside. Fine. And he's holding the torch, and you see him like pull on like a set of like, I don't know which one of these keys it is. This one, click, click, click. No, this one. After a few tries, you could hear the glass thing goes, and it now slides open. Like moves open, and it's just a glass door. You can see the hinges where they're at, and with not even a squeak because it's very fine and brand new and everything's good and cool here. It opens silently, and he steps in, and he pulls out from reaching behind. He pulls out a long dagger, and he looks underneath the bed and starts.
Well, he's going under the bed. I'm going over the bed.
All right.
The wall.
Now,
But
mind
isn't
you,
really there.
there's two people. One
Yes,
is under the
I
bed.
want his
stabbing.
damn dagger so I can have a freaking weapon.
Fantastic.
I can use his dagger against both of them.
While he does a thing, he turns around, and you're over the bed. You've got advantage to whatever you'd want to do, disarm, anything like that.
Yes.
Use your action wisely.
I want to disarm him. Grab that dagger and.
You
But
know
again,
what? Stealth. I'm sorry. Sleight of hand is a perfect fucking tool for this.
Oh my god! I rolled double ones. I'm feeling lucky today. Oh right. What am I talking about? I don't even need to do that. I'm a.
Well,
halfling.
they're natural one, so yes.
Well, he's a rogue, so he can do.
Yeah, when you roll a 1 on a d20 for an attack,
Oh.
ability check, or saving throw, you can re-roll the die and must use the new roll.
Don't you have
Okay.
the talent thing for rogues?
Yeah,
Reliable
what?
talent. Reliable talent for rogues, or you just have luck.
Reliable talent, I think, is much higher level, isn't it?
Okay, it might be. I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah. Like,
Well, anyways, if it allows you to do that, do it.
that's a little better.
Um,
God, double ones.
Well, here's what happened. I don't know how I should play it. I'm gonna play the ones into it. as you're like stepping over the thing, and he's still underneath, scrambling, and you see from underneath like his head is he's popping out, and he's got his. When you step out of the wall, you hear a from the opposite side of the one guard, and he turns around, and is like, "What?" And that's when you appear behind him, and just like that, you take his dagger from his hand. It is now in your possession. Cut to Kaltur and Feng. Kaltur is still held in place. Do you get a chance to re-roll again on your turn?
At the end of my turn.
All right. Roll it. We'll continue to count this as the end of your previous turn. We didn't get to do it. Or is it now that... No, it's now. This one action is taken, and now you get to save.
It's safe, yep. So there's a 22.
And with that, the dude is like, "Buddy, you okay? What's going on?" And he knocks on your... And with that, you like shake your face and like, "Ha! I'm free." But you're still in a daze and still trying to figure stuff out, and you're slowly like get your body in control. Cut to Fang's turn. What do you want to do? The dude who was still in front of there that you knocked on the head, he's alerted everybody, and he's been more concentrated on getting everybody's attention to him. So I can't hear you. You're muted.
Yeah, it helps if I don't turn myself off. Yeah, so I'm going to take the quarterstaff, and it is basically frost with it, straight at its throat.
Fantastic. Attack number 1. Do it.
Okay, that is quarterstaff there. 14.
His AC is 12. You like push him forward, and you do that thing against the thing, and he's like collapsed on his knees, and he's just holding on to his throat. He's struggling with it like that.
Yeah.
He's incapacitated right now on his knees, struggling with his throat. He's incapacitated or out of the fight if you want. You could either finish him or move on with the rest of your movement and attacks.
Basically, if he's down, I'm just going to look at it. If he looks like he's out, I'm going to move on. Okay.
He's alive, but I mean, he's disabled for right now.
Okay.
I'm going to put the, I hope that's a skull symbol. Yeah. Oh, this is a skull symbol. Here we go.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Where's
What
this?
am I going to
There we go. That's much better.
No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And this
8.
guy here, I'm going to give him a symbol that shows that he's hypnotized.
So, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, he loves you.
5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm just going to use my full most of my movement to come up to this guy. And
now, mind you, there's that section that you pass through. That's upstairs. I mean, that's
there's no like walkway underneath.
No, not really.
No. All right, hold on. Let me.
You can still move there. It's just depending on.
I'm going to have to do a climb then.
Yep.
Or
acrobatics,
take a kind of different. Or okay. Actually, let me. Right. Well,
the DC is very low. If you pass it, you could get to that spot with no problem.
Right. Let me just climb up to the. Right. For some reason I thought there was like a kind of like.
Understand.
That section was like a walkway.
It could have. I could have done it, but
yeah. No, that's fair enough. Okay. So I'll jump up onto the roof. What's the DC for that?
It's 10.
10. All right. Let's just do it on acrobatics. There.
Like nothing.
I'm guessing when I get up there, I then suddenly see this guy there.
Yes.
What's he doing?
So far he's been holding concentration on holding Kaltur frozen, and
okay.
with him losing, like whenever the other guard yelled out, he turned his back and is kind of like seems to have lost his concentration. When he
it
turns
was the
back
other
at
red.
Kaltur, he's now actively moving, so his focus is between the two of you.
I thought it had been the red one. That
Yeah, I
was
thought the
spell
red one was the magic user.
Yeah. That's correct. Oh, that guy. I'm sorry. He was blocked off by my bad. I have a the character sheet was holding down the yellow thing that's in front of you. That dude is just is there holding a knife and a big sword, and he seems to be like he was moving towards your general direction. He saw you
Okay.
climb up, and he's there right there in front of your face.
Okay.
I
What I'm
thought you
going-
meant the magic user.
Nope, that's fine. What I'm going to do is I am just going to rush in, and it's literally just swing the quarterstaff over my head, just like a baseball bat
Sure.
at his head.
Sure.
There.
Sure.
That's my extra attack. So let's then do quarterstaff.
A 9.
No. So that's not going to hit, I'm guessing.
He saw you coming, and
Yeah.
he was expecting this. In
Okay.
fact, at one point he tried to like kick you off,
Mhm.
and you easily dodged it. You landed up next to him. You swing your quarterstaff, and it just clanks like against the wall itself, where he just ducks.
Key point for bonus action flurry of blows. There.
Do it.
Okay. So it's just gonna the way I'm gonna do it is just do it as 2 jump kicks there.
Fantastic.
So unarmed. So the first one, 19.
Yes.
And 14.
Both hit.
Yeah.
Roll me some damage.
7 and 8.
Beautiful. More than enough. More than enough. You kick him, and it impactfully hits him. He's getting close to the edge. You kick him one more time. Do you want to knock him off over the edge, or?
I'm not able to do it at this turn.
Sure, you can.
No. Okay.
You can knock him off over the edge. It's
Yeah.
fun. It's flair. He's done
Yeah,
for.
fair enough.
How do you want to finish him is basically it. And with that, he gets knocked clearly off the roof with a Wilhelm scream. Ah!
Yeah.
He's
Lands
an ex bad guy.
X bad guy indeed. Their turn.
I
One
just
of the
took
dudes
out
is still
trash.
charmed. One of the dudes is still charmed, so he's kind of out of the fight until I
Someone
think
hits
is there any way to uncharge him?
Either-
Sure. If anybody attacks him, he can roll again. Or if someone attacks me, because I believe this is a concentration spell. So
Gotcha. So let's see. He sees you over there, and he's going to go to this kind of
Oh, no, this-
barrier.
it's not concentration. It's just a 1 hour duration. So either I or Feng will have to attack him for it to go away.
Yeah. Understood. Understood completely. He's still your friend. He's out of the fight for the time being. He comes over here because he heard the stuff happening. Hey, you brought your friends, eh? And he's gonna do an attack, a magical attack against you, and then he's gonna come over here and hide behind cover. So first, the magical attack. Oh boy. He's gonna throw a spiritual weapon attack at you. Well, that's done. Well, let's do this. Done. Okay. So I'm going to add a little sword. That's a beautiful sword if I've ever made one.
Misses horribly, but yeah.
Yeah. He conjures up a... Oh, that's dumb. He conjures up a sword and puts it in this location to kind of like block you off. And he does a massive swing, a slow arcane swing, and he's trying to control it with one hand as the other hand is trying to like look at Kaltur. Meanwhile, these dudes over here, they start moving up. These two start coming towards, start climbing. They take their full movement to get there. These two over here take their entire movement to get to Kaltur up here. And they're going to do a, not flanking you, but they're going to try to, and again, they're up on the edge, so it's, you might be able to, whatever you want. They're up on the edge, they're going to try to attack you.
Okay.
with their swords as their one and only movement. Scimitar attack. Here's one, and here's the other. Did that go? Yes,
17
did.
and 4.
Shield.
17. Shield. Done and done. The first one with a natural 1 goes to strike you, and first one with a shield, you block it up. The second one tries to sidestep around your shield, and because he's on the close to the edge,
When I use the
he
shield
miscalc-
spell, to magically deflect it.
100%. The second one, he oversteps and he lands prone on the ground as his penalty for rolling a natural 1. That's their
Wait.
turn. The
No,
other
you
two
still have
aren't
2 more bad
doing
guys.
anything. The other two, well, no, they moved. They have nowhere else to go.
You still have 2 more bad guys
Yeah, I
in
know.
my cell.
Oh yeah. So cutting down to over there. The one that missed with the one that you took the knife from, turns around. Hey, where did you come from? And takes a massive swing at you. Let's do this. It's a melee hit minus the damage though. A 5 does nothing against you.
I'm not sure what my AC is right now, but it's better than that.
The other one sees you, pulls out the dagger, and rushes in towards you again, and attempts to stab at you past the bed, etc., etc. Let's see if he hits you. Ooh, a 17. You're unarmed. You have no.
Yeah, that hits me anyway.
That hits you anyway. He manages to hit you on the. Stab you slightly on the or not stab you, but see how much damage that causes. That causes 4 bits of damage. Slices you across. You have a slice on your belly, on the side of it. Not very deep, enough to like cause pain and blood loss, and so that you'll be dripping. But he hit you. It's now top of the round, and it's Kaltur's turn. What would you like to do?
I'm thinking if I want to be petty or tactically sound. But this character is petty, so he's going to be petty.
I was going to say, join the dark side.
There's a choice here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, the tactically sound thing would be just to get rid of the dudes by me, and then whatever. But
Lean into your character.
I'm going to.
You know it to be true.
I'm going to move away from these two guys so they both get attack of opportunity on me.
One of them does with a disadvantage because he's on the floor.
Well, yeah, the guy on the floor is probably not going to attack you.
Okay.
He fell
11
down.
misses. The second one is going to
Miss
miss
okay.
as well.
Okay, so I'm going to walk over here. And I'm going to... Hold on. This guy. What? Doop, doop, doop. Yep. Okay, so fireball, like in this general area, they should hit all of these guys.
Oh boy!
You're going to lose the charm, though. Oh, no.
It's fine. I'm over it.
1, 2, 3, 4. So all 5 of them.
Yeah, 1 second. Let me just double check. I'm because the range of fireball might be bigger than I think. So let me just double check. It's 20, and it's less than I think. So it's only 20 feet. So I need to remeasure that. So
Actually, I think if you hold the button. How's it go? How do I draw?
okay,
Hold
It-
Alt for a circle.
it's all right. I'm gonna cast fireball, and it's only gonna hit these left 3
Got it.
because I'm being
They're
petty.
gonna roll-
because that one hell pursed me. So that's where my petty is. So yeah.
Absolutely.
So deck
What
save.
kind of deck save for 1? All right, 17. The red guy, the magic user, he knows your tricks. Sees it coming and kind of ducks. The other guy fails. The other guy, 20 as well.
So-
This guy here absolutely fails and gets completely eviscerated. I'm assuming with the amount of damage that's incoming.
35.
35.
This
damage.
guy's on fire.
So
Possibly. I mean, do they?
17 or-
What kind of damage
It's
goes in? If they fail?
17. It's 35 full if they fail. 17 if they succeed.
Even though he's caught in, even though he's caught,
He succeeded
Back-
and still died.
he covered himself with the wall. It's still more than enough to like catch him on fire, and he's like running, on fire, and jumps over the ledge and disappears. This guy with 17, you could see him he ducked enough, knowing exactly what your tricks, but he's still covered in fire and is rolling himself on the ground to put it out. Does the spiritual weapon, is that concentration?
I don't believe it is.
It is not. It is not concentration, so it just stays in effect. But he's there. He's hurt now, bloodied and hurt. And he's trying to pat out his flames.
And seeing Feng, I would say leave this one for me, and then I'll say don't hit that one because I'm charmed. And we might want to talk to him later, so not that one, but leave this one for me.
You heard the man, Feng. Cut to you as you see in front of you like this now with the dude, the cultist, like putting out his flames. The sword that's in midair is like all like cranky crazy, doing like a whirlwind effect. In order to pass through, you're gonna have to cut through that area and try to avoid its fire or something.
Right,
I don't-
hold on, I'm just looking at this.
Yeah,
If you leave that area,
it doesn't
if
get
you
attacked.
enter it in and then leave it, it'll get a free attack on you.
No, spiritual weapons don't get attacked by opportunities. I believe
Yes.
they do.
It does not, but I mean, you will be getting into his area and then leaving his area. Maybe not. Hang on.
All right, hold on. So you're just on the same page. You're asking me not to attack him.
Yep. Don't attack the two casters.
So basically, I'm having to make my way to these
Yeah.
guys.
I'm thinking of spiritual guardians. You're right. I'm thinking of spiritual guardians. My bad.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Do dope monk shit, man. You got it. Do some dope monk shit.
Because, give me a second.
Better tell your charmed buddy that Fang's your friend.
Sure. He's my friend. Charmed guy. He's cool.
Booyah. All right. Okay. So, key point. I'm then going to use that key point to use Step of the Wind.
Ooh,
So I
fantastic.
can actually dash as my bonus action instead.
Like a blur. And in
So-
slow motion, that sword that's there tries to come down, and it's slow motion. The camera's in slow motion, but you're just like blur. And a few seconds later, the sword comes down with a loud hit.
Yeah.
Camera tracks you cutting to where you're moving to.
Yep.
And I'm assuming you're gonna punch the shit out of people.
Yeah. So quarterstaff there. So I don't think I'm going to do. You ever seen Kindle? You know how it's just that
Yes.
nice overhead strike straight
Yes.
onto the top of the head. There. I'm just going to use the entire length that the quarterstaff is going to give me to do that.
And that guy's lying on the ground prone too, so that should be easier.
Oh yeah, with advantage.
So That's
15 hits.
15. So that's let's see what the that's 6 damage there.
That's good. It cracks and he's dazed and there's like a blood trickle from across his nose.
And then the other quarterstaff. So I've done that.
You keep using it if you want.
Yeah,
I mean, it's the same as a punching.
yeah. I'm just trying to think how it's the. Yeah, it's just going to be whack, and then it's just going to be. Unlike most times, there's no elegance. It's just another straight again.
And he's there on the line on the ground going, no! Ah! One more time then.
Yeah.
Natural 20.
I'm thinking that's probably going to finish him off. Oh, only 10.
The camera doesn't even track it. All it sees is like you coming down, and you pull
It's
out the thingy.
basically that it's Bruce Lee into the dragon. You see the scene where he actually jumps on the guy's rib cage, but you never see him going onto the rib cage. You just see him doing the upshot with him landing.
Yes.
You just hear the crunch. That's it.
And there's a loud. Even the other guy next to him grimaces. Ugh. And you turn and face him. You got more hits?
I just that's everything. But I'm just gonna turn and go. You're next.
In which case, shakily, their turn. He's going to try to.
Not their
that's
turn.
right. Not their turn. Chance's turn.
Well, let's see. 2 people within 5 feet of each other. And I think I'm going to use the dagger on the one that's actually armed.
All right.
Oh, I only have blinking dagger here.
That's fine.
Oh, actually, that doesn't actually affect it to hit.
That hits 100%. 6 damage.
Plus 13 more. 19.
19. Sneak attack?
Because there's somebody within 5 feet of him.
That has to be an enemy within 5 feet of him.
An ally.
It isn't.
One of your allies within 5 feet of him.
Oh, too bad.
Yeah, sorry, no sneak attack right now.
Are you what kind of rogue are you?
A Lightfoot.
I mean, are you an arcane trickster?
Yes.
I would double check for you, but next turn. But I believe you can use your mage hand to be there so you can get sneak attack because it's with the help action.
Nah, that's OP and broken. I don't think that worked. That's never worked. Maybe I'm wrong, but I've never seen that work before. Okay, well, double check that to happen. You hit him with a 6. You have a bonus action. What do you want to do?
Yep.
Because there's nowhere to hide.
There's a wall.
Well, that's true. A fake wall. Poof! I'm behind the wall. You can't see me.
So you stab him. He looks down. Ah! You hit me. He looks up. And if you want to, if you could either attack him again, or you could hide.
I don't get 2 attacks.
You could use bonus action as an attack.
No, I can either dash, hide, or
attack. You can attack, but you don't get your proficiency added to the attack if you do a second attack. And he does get it, but it's only at 13th level. It's called Versatile Trickster.
I can't find it. Oh well. Actually, I'm going to head out the door and close it.
Fantastic.
Keel's on the outside.
You can use your movement to disengage and run away. And
Well,
even possibly.
that's the other thing I can use with my bonus action.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So you stab him and he looks down. Ah! You hit me, and then he tries to like swipe at you where you were, and you're just fast. You're gone. And now, oddly enough, they're in your jail cell, and you're out the other side of the door.
And I still have my globe.
Yes, you still have the globe with you, and a tray if you so choose to have it.
I can't see much use for the tray right now, but
Not
I
at
might
all.
not.
Come to shield.
Yeah,
Plus 2
yeah.
AC.
Yeah. Because it is V-shaped. Yeah. Well, maybe
Yeah.
not.
Super glue it to your
um,
arm.
Yeah,
You
that's a
know,
good plan.
they're probably gonna react soon. Do you want to do anything with? Do you want to try to close the door behind them and lock them in there?
That is what I'm trying to do. Yes.
Absolutely. Clink, and just like, and they're like, what? And they both they both run up to the door. They have the keys,
But
so
the
they're going
keyhole's
to
on the inside, on the outside,
on the
not the
outside,
inside.
correct. So they're gonna attempt badly to try to like
I thought this door was like a Hannibal, no, like Hannibal Lecter
Yes.
cell. So
it doesn't have the little things, but it's got like one spot at the bottom. He's gonna try with disadvantage to try to even get to it. So let me see what I could do with these guys.
chance be evil.
'Cause
Just
it is
play
now
the
their
knife
turn.
game with their hand.
With 11, no, they're you can see like the key is like because it's glass. Like they could see it and they're like, okay, come on, just a few.
Yeah,
just
like
more.
they let me put my arm through to try and pick the lock. I don't think that would be possible.
Right. So they're like frustratingly, and the other dude's like trying to push him, like, come on, you got
Rorschach
this.
this guy, please. Just Rorschach this guy. Oh, thank you for giving me your arm.
Meanwhile, you're on the other side looking at them. Do you want to say
Yeah.
any parting words to them, or take the keys?
Oh, that's true. They're holding them through. Sure, why not? Let's grab the keys. Thank you for the keys.
I didn't even think
I'm gonna
of
do a
that. I'll give
contested attack, a contested roll.
Okay.
Your stealth thing,
Sleight of hand.
sleight of hand, versus
I rolled poorly.
versus their strength with disadvantage because they're in an awkward.
That's kind of an awkward. Oh, we tied.
Oh, you're tied.
Oh.
So they're like, no, fuck it, no. Meanwhile, cut to the other guys. The one dude that you told to like hey, you're next. He's like, and he tries to attack you with the scimitar.
the other
19.
guys? You mean Will Ferrell and
19 towards Kaltur.
You mean Feng?
To Feng.
No. The
Yes, Feng.
bandit is going against.
Feng is the one right beside him.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Fang, my bad.
yeah, 19's gonna hit.
Correct. Does that hit?
Yeah, 19's gonna hit.
All right. Damage of 4. You get hit with 4.
Okay.
Meanwhile, the other guy, you bashed him, didn't you? So he is dead.
Yeah.
Hang on, I forgot to put the X symbol on him.
You just see like Feng just pull his hand away from like the cut shirt, and he's just gonna go, "How dare you ruin the shirt?"
All right, one
You're
more.
mine.
Let's see if this works. Meanwhile, the cultist is running straight at you, Kaltur, and he's pissed. He's angry at you, and he's a magic user, and he's going at you, and he's going to try to cast Inflict Wounds on you. Make a spell attack with the creature you can reach. All right, so I'm going to make a spell attack. How do I do that?
ATTACK.
It's
Double attack.
it's
okay.
probably a wisdom +1. Here we go. 15. Ooh.
Yeah, shield.
As his like fingers are crawling, and the tips of them are like blackened and like glowing in a sort of grayish, evilish thing. Is like inches from your face as your hands is there putting the shield barrier, and he's just fighting it. And you can see in his face it's full of anger and rotted yellow teeth. Even though the shield's there, you could smell that breath, and it's bad.
I give him a very impasse look, like, yeah, you're not very impressive, guy.
Top of the round, it's your turn. What do you want to do?
Petty's going to get petty, and I'm going to cast Pulse Wave.
Ooh, a new spell I've never heard of.
Do I have
So
to do it?
this is a Constitution save.
Constitution save. 14.
Fails. So he takes
Damage.
16 force damage. Man, look at all those ones.
That's
that
more than
sounds
enough because
nasty.
he's both burnt. His clothing is almost all ripped off. I mean, he gets repulsed backwards.
Well,
lands on
no,
his back.
I can make him go further away or closer to me. So it's like you see the force just like crush him and brings him closer to me. And I grab him and I say, I'm a very petty man. And I'll bite into him, draining all the color from his body.
Fantastic. Done and done. I love it. That's how you finish him off. And he's still screaming. They're like, no! And he's where he was already a drow, he is now like fully where he was grayskin. Now he's fully bright white, and even the what was dark bluish eyes have turned milky white, and it collapses collapses at your feet. Wipe away your mouth, and you feel rejuvenated as his life essence has given you probably back to full. You're muted.
I have a question.
I just drop him on the ground.
Didn't he just make a save for that? Oh no, that was him saving that. It was missed by one there. Never mind.
Yeah, correct. And that's his turn. Feng, your turn.
So
There is one dude left, and who tried to swipe at you, and another mage user that's like they're like going, guys, what's going on?
It's fine. It's fine. Just sit down.
the way I'm gonna do this is Feng is just gonna drop the quarterstaff, and I'm going. I can take you on with my bare hands, punk.
Ooh, I love it. Roll me all the attacks. Kick his ass.
So, first two normal unarmed strikes there.
Hits. Hits.
Okay, so those are. So that's the damage for those. Okay.
15.
Takes him out completely. That's more than enough.
Okay.
Anything special?
The way it's going to be, it's like I go into like more like a boxing stance, and I just like jab with the left, and it's as he's trying to react to the left. As I just come in, jab straight with the right into the jaw, as he's reacting to that. It's the, the low punch. This is sucker punch to the gut with the left.
And
Yeah.
and close to an edge, so you could punch him.
Oh
hard
yeah,
enough.
yeah. I'm literally punching them up with the stomach there, and I'm literally just like kind of holding them, and I just push them off my fist.
And
Make him
sure
go.
enough, I mean, he's already unconscious by the time
Yeah.
he goes over the railing, and he lands on the. He goes over the railing. Camera doesn't even need to track. He actually does. It tracks it just for that essence all the way down until a final crack onto the
Yeah.
ground. Leaving you with only one dumbfounded cultist who still kind of charms like, I
just kind of walk
that's-
over to him and is like, who sent you? And then you can cut away. You can cut away.
Exactly. And that's where we cut away to Chance, who, hang on one second. Yes. Haha. Give me a few seconds more. Yes. Do you see the map? Did it change?
Yes, it has.
Okay, great. This was your cell was here. Here. Your cell was here. You've now made it to this hallway. And for the most part, everything's dark. You could hear the one maniacal dude is just looking at you. This is going to be very interesting for you. There's two of them waiting on the other side. Chance, what do you want to do?
Friend.
Am I still fighting for the keys
No,
with this guy?
If you want. Sorry, I forgot about that.
I want the keys. Thank you.
Do me one more roll. 9. With that, you manage to take it off of his hand, and he's just there like straggling. When you and then I'm gonna cut to you exiting the door, exiting the cell. Unless you want to say any last parting words.
Bye.
That's when you notice
Enjoy the cell.
That's when you notice the crazy guy like talking at you. Oh, interesting times indeed. There's 2 more down there. Say, you wouldn't want to be a friend and let me out, would you?
Which cell is Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs in?
Pick one. It doesn't matter. Walk up to it. Yes.
Oh, okay.
You have control over your character?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. He's in here?
Yes.
No, I'm not letting him go. He's a little bit too crazy for my liking. But who's in this cell?
There's if you look, it's almost everywhere else is darkened. That's the one that has like a full-on like shadowy effect going on. So in the corner, all you see is just a massive shadows and a little bit of rumpled clothing.
Okay.
And when you look in there, there's like a silhouette underneath the rumple of clothing, and the 2 eyes like light up, flash yellow, almost like cat eyes.
Okay, so not a Dementor then. Okay.
I am going to try to sneak up on this guy at the corner.
Absolutely, roll me a stealth, and it's dark right now, so you get bonuses. Absolutely, 26.
I hope that meant advantage.
That's what I meant to.
Okay.
That's what I meant to say.
Yeah,
advantage. Okay. Walk up to him. He's there, like nervously peering, and he's like, "I haven't heard. They haven't come back here. Should I go investigate?" And that's the last thing you. That's what he's saying when you walk up to him. What would you like to do?
Insert dagger.
Roll with advantage, and you get full-on sneak attack.
Sneak or not? Yeah, okay. Dagger.
Natural fucking 20.
The dagger damage is not very good, and the bonus damage isn't very good. That part
roll the sneak attack again. I mean, that's more than enough.
That's the 17 is the sneak damage.
Yeah, that also gets doubled.
That gets doubled too. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, roll another sneak attack.
Yeah.
Yes. You've obliterated.
Okay, it's getting even worse.
Silently. I mean, you describe the coolest fucking scenario you want to do with this. In fact,
well, I want him to be quiet, so the stab is through the throat. Exactly.
Limp.
Gently letting his body drop.
And you move him like out of the corner where the other guy was like,
yeah.
I don't know. I think we should. Hey, where'd you go?
This is that guy. I have to move him so I can get my cell phone from underneath.
Troy, where are you? Troy. And he starts moving.
Does he have a better weapon than a dagger?
100%. He has whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
You roll a natural 20.
Is this guy just starting to do, Troy, don't do this to me. Yeah. Not like the last time.
Troy? It's pretty scary around here, Troy. Where are you? And you can hear he pulls out like a long, whatever.
Short sword.
A long short sword. What?
The other guy, the
Never
guy
mind.
that you just
I'll
dispatched, has whatever you want on him.
Never mind. I'll just stick with the dagger
All
because the
right.
scimitar really doesn't actually do that much more damage.
You're like,
Well, I
pulled
guess
out
it
a long
does
knife
a
or
little bit
macer.
more, but
You could have, the guy could have pulled out a long macer, i.e., a long knife.
You could do a duel, and right now, I mean, you have the ball now. I'm gonna assume it's in a sling. We're gonna just make it easier for you. You
Yeah.
have it like in a sling,
He's
so
got
it's
an
not
upper
lighting
push.
up.
in the bed sheet, yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, my storage bed sheet. It's got a ball and a bent tray, and yeah, okay. I'll wait till he gets to the.
That's exactly what's happening. As he's
Yeah.
slowly moving over here, you're still very much hidden.
Yeah.
Roll me another attack with advantage.
17.
That hits. Sneak attack.
Well, the regular damage and 15. 23.
More than enough to take him down.
Why you roll for the sneak attack?
You know what?
46.
Here's the camera. The camera is tracking him going around the corner. Troy, and then his hands pull him in towards out of the darkness, and you hear, and then you step out of the darkness into this lit corridor. The camera doesn't actually show what happens to it. We leave it to the imagination.
Yeah.
You continue. Let me narrate here for a second or two.
I was going to make a joke there, but
Go for it. Absolutely.
I was going to
to
say, poor Troy and Trevor's mom is going to wonder what's happened to them. You know, they just went out one night saying that they were going on a job. There, said they had a job interview, didn't clarify, and they've never been seen from again.
Do you want to? Yes, very much so. Well, that and plus they're cultists, so fuck them.
Yeah.
Do you want to take some time to? What do you want to do? You have. They're dressed, by the way. They're dressed like the guards.
Well, I can either. Are any of them my size without too much blood on their uniform? Actually, it's on their throat.
Yes.
Okay, I will dress up as a guard. Or I could just do disguise person, but this is easier. And I'm going to, since I follow, I know a route to travel, thanks to my little jaunt earlier through the ball. I'm going to head towards the location where I'm going to have to make a decision.
Yeah.
You go down the tunnels, and as you're going sneakily from spot to spot, roll me one more stealth with advantage because it's dark and you have the uniform. So because you have that, I'm going to give you advantage on the stealth check. 17. Duck from spot to spot to spot. Eventually, you make.
Why would a guard be ducking from spot to spot? But okay.
Well, because reasons, and as you're going around one of the corners, you see a body on the floor dressed as a guard with a cart of food next to him onto the side. You recognize that's Bill with dead on the ground.
Oh,
Damn.
poor Bill.
I
He
missed
was a
Bill.
bastard.
You continue going through what the camera had showed you, and you get to that spot where you're like, okay, to the left there's I could hopefully Stacy's distracted and I could sneak away from that side. Or to the right is a secret tunnel that leads towards Alora's chambers. And you get this feeling that if they're attacking Feng, they're attacking Kaltur, and they've come for you, she might be in danger as well.
Well, I'm going to use the logic of there's one person in this entire place who I absolutely knows where my shit is. I'm going towards Alora.
Sure enough, you start moving. You start moving in that section. It's dark, and you could hear. You could hear some shuffling and movement and the clash of sword against sword as you're approaching that secret wall that once you get past that, it's that chamber that Alora's in, that secret circular.
While I'm getting close to that, what's on the other side of the wall?
You look in, and there's two of the guards fighting two of the they're fighting three of the guys that are going after
Okay.
Alora. They're locked in combat. One of the guards is taken out. Another guard takes out one of the cultists. Turns around to get the second cultist, and they're locked in battle. They both stab each other, hurting each other, leaving the one more cultist who's slowly and menacingly approaching with a curved dagger, and it's got that little S, like a little
Superman.
S dagger, and it's all rusted, moving slowly towards Alora.
Okay.
That's what you see.
Can I get through this door? That's the big question.
Yes. You touch it, and you hear a click click, and then you're able to move it like this, and now it's just you standing in silhouette, looking right as this guy's there. Too much stuff is going in the background. They can't. Nobody's paying attention to you. What do you want to do?
I picked up an extra dagger from one of the the attackers.
Sure did.
It's going flying towards.
Roll it with advantage.
Whatchamacallit guy? The guy going towards Alora. 25. I didn't need the advantage.
Hits him, and in the back. Roll with do all the things. You get sneak attack, obviously.
9 and 12.
With that, he lands forward, and it's his last few steps. He still sees Alora, and tries but falls short, and he's maybe 2 feet from where Alora is still floating up in the air. With that, the last bit of the clashing of the guard versus the other cultists. One more fight, and you hear, and you see the guard go, finish him off. Look in your direction, and that's when you step in. And he sees you, and he's all beat up. Are you here to kill Laura too, or are you here to help?
I just killed the one that was trying to kill her. Yes, I'm here to help.
Good.
Though then again,
here, help me wake her.
So.
Help me wake her.
How do we wake her up?
He rushes over, like tries to rush. He limps over towards this a thing in the corner where there's a sort of like candles and a sand thing, like a rune done with sands, and he wipes it with his hand and blows the candles out. And with that, Alora floats down, her eyes open.
Good thing it has air brakes. Otherwise she'd fall.
And her eyes open, and she says, "Palo Sanctuary is under attack. We're in grave danger. Chance, what are you doing here? What's going on?"
Saving your butt.
What? And with that, we're going to end the session.
How did I know that was coming? Nice.
So, attacks have been going on. We'll find out what happens from this point forward. You were there, attacks around the city, and Palor's sanctuary is being attacked as well. We'll continue Shards of Destiny next week, I suppose.
Yeah. And then the investigation by Feng into half the terrorist incidents reveals that Kaltur is the instigator for half of them.
See, it's not always me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have an excuse this time.
No. It's this guy. We've got a report about this guy called Galen.
Yeah. Oh, another universe. 2 other universes, actually.
I hope you guys enjoyed that and had some fun with that.
Yeah,
I did.
All right.
Yeah. Froggy's just going, what's it with Feng channeling his inner Kirk? And I'm going, it worked for Kirk. The
Froggy,
short rips.
Froggy says a lot of stuff happened in the session. Froggy, if you know me, that's how I run my D&D sessions, man. I am like what's the guy who did the all the robot cars series, the director,
Transformers,
Robots.
Michael Bay.
Transformers.
Michael Bay. I am the Michael Bay of D&D of DM. It's action all the time. I hope you guys had fun. Thoughts, feedback, anything?
No.
Froggy, I preferred Scotty.
Uh,
I actually prefer Bones, actually, myself.
no. Everything went fine. I got to eat somebody, so it's fine.
You got to eat somebody. And next session when we get back, you get to interrogate somebody.
Yeah.
And somebody else is going to interrogate.
I've got a few murder
you.
cases that I have to sweep under the rug.
I mean, you murdered more people than I did.
I know. That's what I
But
mean.
at the same time, I did set people on fire. And
Yeah. That was what I was just joking about. It's going about it's going to be interesting when I'm looking up on the potential like incidents there. Your name appears in half of them there.
I mean, to be honest with you, I can just burn all the bodies and it's like it never happened.
Froggy says these cultists are really coordinated to attack all of you separately. Yes. Yes, they are. And more importantly, there's something like, well, we'll find out next time.
And they're working for the
They
clasp.
got through all the security.
And they're working for the clasp. Well, the clasp has a lot of hands and places, so it's
Yes.
quite possible.
It's just you get enough men, you get enough money.
The clasp are usually the underground mafia, big. The remnants are the leftover followers of Vecna that are more cultists and true believers.
So potentially the cult has hired help.
Or we'll find out what all of these connections have to do next time when we get back. But games
Evil chortle.
games are afoot. All right.
Sherlock
Well,
Holmes.
the games are afoot, Holmes. I hope you had fun, Froggy. I hope you had fun as well watching this, and everybody else out there in the internet world. I apologize that I have to cut things a little bit short today. I have a thing. It's not a date. I have to help out my brother with his new home.
I mean,
Date with your brother.
Wooster never watches these things.
Yeah.
I find it funny that you cutting it short is us ending right on time.
And if you're actually still there,
It's
nice to see you, Sarah.
Yeah, it's
Tribute.
you end it on time, whereas me and Wooster would actually be, well, Wooster's generally on point. It's me that overruns it.
Yeah. I'm critical of
Wooster's even still here, so there you go. Motherfucker's asleep.
fantastic.
I
I
just
just
woke
woke up. Well, you get
Isn't
to
it like
you get to
3 in the
rewatch it 'cause-
morning?
Oh yeah, right.
Oh no, it's 1 in the morning.
What I mean by cutting it short is post banter time because I've got
Oh, okay.
a thing that I've got to get to. I got to help my
Alright.
brother with his new house.
So no real banter. We've got to go. See you guys next week.
Yeah, no post banter, but news again. Hopefully soonish we'll have Story Circle. We'll let you know more about that. And next week we'll continue where this left off, and we'll find about the coordinated attack and what it all means.
Yep. And
Just a quick
then
question about the story circle. Is there an idea on what time that will be on, or is that still to be?
We're
determined?
deciding whether it's going to be on at this time, but the very next day, so Sunday night at this time,
Okay.
or it'll be Monday in the morning.
Right.
Wooster's Monday morning.
Which
You know.
it'll be John's Monday morning.
which would be my Sunday night. So it'd either be my Sunday morning or my Sunday night.
Okay.
Which case it'll be Wooster's Sunday night
Yep.
or Monday morning.
Yeah.
Because we're
Okay.
10 hours ahead, and I don't know how that the rest of the world is impacted about that.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm American. I don't keep track of shit like that.
Yeah.
I just say, what time do I have to be on?
Yeah.
You mean 12 my time? Fine, I can do that.
Yep. Okay.
In the meantime, everybody, bonus
Bonus
nachos.
nachos.
Bonus nachos for you all.
Bye bye.
Bye.